Oh shit, let me put the other camera on because. Yeah, that's why them guys, all of a sudden they want to talk about CBDCs and that. Move this way for a second, Ark. Alright, we're good. Yeah, move this way for a second. Alright, we're good. You're good there. Yeah, man. All of a sudden the man tried to buy it off the algo blood and do it terribly. Right. Yeah. Call halal Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Baruch Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways, teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. And give me, we're not ignorant to Satan's devices. You know, shalom to you brothers out there that's teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. You know, shalom to you brothers and sisters listening and learning and supporting the ministry. And you know, we were just talking about Esau and all the things that Esau's doing in these last days, man. And it fits his actions not only fit prophecy, but they fit his character, right? Because he's driven by pride. In fact, let's get that real quick. Get the book of Sirach, the 10th chapter. Esau is the most, it says that, "O thou most proud." There was a definition of pride. Let's go back into that, because the Bible deals with that, right? And then you got these guys from IUIC and ISUPK playing catch up. All of a sudden they want to talk about technology now. They want to, well, they failed miserably. They tried to talk about economics. It's an embargo, and no one in their camp looked up what an embargo is, because an embargo is placed on a nation when the mark of the beast has got nothing to do with whole nations. It's got to do with individuals. Yeah, they try to say, and then what did he say? See, small nations, big nations. So they try to confuse the people into believing that the MOTB, the mark of the beast, is something that is going to be implemented on a nation of people instead of implemented on an individual level. Yeah, that's what they tried to do. And then they tried to cover that up by saying embargo. Oh, so if you don't have, he said the mark of the beast is sin and it's an embargo, and they couldn't make it make sense. None of them could make it make sense, because what they said Christianity was, but then Saudi Arabia works with America, and America's moving away from Christianity anyway. So what are you telling me? It's not an embargo, right? And as time has gone on, the beautiful thing is the Lord is revealing it more and more, because it's manifesting. In the end it shall speak here. So now they got to run damage control. All of a sudden now they want to talk about CBDCs and all this that we've been talking about for the last 3 years, and digital ID, and still breaking it down wrong. So let's get into it anyway. Go on out.
This is the book of Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus 10 and 11. I mean, yeah. For when a man is, Sirach 10 and 12. The beginning of pride is when one departs from Most High.
The beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High. When you reject the Most High, you don't acknowledge the Most High as the Most High, because Esau knows the Most High exists. He knows the Most High exists, and I'm talking about on the elite level. The elites know the Most High exists, but their ideology is one of he's just a god, right? They don't see him as we see him. We see him as the Most High. That's the title we give unto him, the Almighty Power, the Most High. They just see him as a god, and they believe in their Luciferian doctrine. Their doctrine is that they can achieve godhood. They can overcome the Most High. How are you gonna overcome the Most High? That don't compute, man. That's like saying one is more than two. Make that make sense. It's not mathematical. That's like, you know, when people say,
infinity plus one.
Yeah. What do you mean? Like, you can't. There ain't no bigger number than infinity. How are you gonna become infinity?
There's no higher than the Most High. You know?
Because what can you add to like a number to equal infinity? Nothing. Unless you're infinity itself, man. Yeah. Anyway, right. So they feel like they could overcome the Most High. Their doctrine is that to hell with the Most High and His word. We can establish our own godhood. we can use our own wisdom. We can unlock the knowledge, the science of this world, right? And use that to their advantage to overcome the word and the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. That's what these elites think. And that's pride. You've turned away from your maker and you're trying to find your own way. Go on, read on.
The beginning of pride is when one departs from Most High and his heart is turned away from his maker.
Your heart, your mind is, you're not mindful of your maker. How are you mindful of your maker? Through adherence to his word, to his will, having respect unto his will and his word. Which is why it goes hand in hand with what? Sin. Because if you are mindful towards the Most High, then if he says something should be this way, you're gonna respect that and you're gonna go that way. But if you look at Esau, Edom, man, he's the ultimate transgressor. He trying to overturn everything that the Most High has created. He trying to overturn male and female. When the Bible says male and female created him, he's the one that declared, no, that's not the case. And I got the knowledge and wisdom and understanding, and I can do. They're trying to change everything so away from the way the Lord created it. When the Bible says nothing could be added to it, neither anything can be taken away. They're trying to get rid of nationalities. Oh, we're not the Edomites. That's all part of their pride. They're trying to change their form. They want to transhumanize themselves. Who are you? All of these things that Esau's doing in the world comes from a root of pride. Right? Genetically modifying the plants and saying that you're making it better. Mm-hmm. When the Lord himself, when he made everything, in fact, you got something you want to me? Yeah, okay. Get sign and then hold that. You know, in the Apocrypha, what I believe it's like 43 or 39, where it says everything is good. The Lord already made everything perfect, man. Even Esau is the perfect devil.
Well, everything is made for purpose, built for purpose, right? So everything plays its part in the Most High. But whether you agree with it or not, it all plays its part. The Most High made it for,
right?
You know, so you can't say it's not perfect. It was good for what the design was for, you know.
That's right. Everything was made in its to fulfill its purpose in its time. Everything, don't matter what it is. Every thorn, every thistle. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But Esau's like, nah, I can. You know, I can make it better. I could do this. I could do that. Oh, look at me. I got the technology. You know, my technology that's why that Harari said, oh, the Most High, before you could be scared of the Most High, but now we have the technology. We don't have to be scared of the Most High, because we could stop it from raining. He threatens us with a flood. We'll stop it from raining.
Well, guess what? The guys in the Tower of Babel thought the same thing. They thought they could avoid the Most High judgment if he flooded the earth again. What did the Lord do? He scattered them. Changed the languages, scattered them, man, because they became too proud, you know?
Earth, why is earth and ashes proud? Right? Mm-hmm. These little skinny looking rat. You know what I mean? Amazing. Go on now. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So Isaiah 29 verse 16 says, surely your turn of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
Everything that Esau's done is going to be reversed instantly. Mm-hmm.
And made to be or look inferior, man.
The Esau's not going to have no lasting impact on this world. He ain't going to change a damn thing. The Lord said there's going to be a new heavens and a new earth. So what that means is the Lord in his wisdom, because it's his story. He's allowed Esau, Edom, in his pride, because he created him for that purpose, to corrupt that which he created, only to turn around and perfect it again. So all this corruption that we're seeing in the earth, and you see the earth getting broke up and getting mashed up, and the people are broke up and mashed up, all that's going to be overturned. Yeah, go on now.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and the 13. You say, as the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him, to lend unto them as he liketh him best.
That's right, and there's a humility that comes with that. That's why every man have to be humble, even us. The reason we have to be humble, even more so as the sons of the Most High, is because we didn't make ourselves the sons of the Most High.
All subject to the will of the Heavenly Father. That's the point that he's proving.
We didn't make ourselves of the sons of the Most High. Guess what? We didn't earn being sons of the Most High. It wasn't something you earned, because before you existed, the Lord created us as sons.
Yep.
There weren't no primordial existence where it's like, yeah, man, if I do some one punch man sit-ups, if I do enough of these sit-ups, I get to be. Nah, it weren't like that. It's by election. And that's why Paul broke it down in the book of Romans, the 9th chapter. Everything's by election. Yeah, the animals, the Lord created a lion, and they didn't have no choice. The Lord created everything as it is. He did that. You didn't earn it. It is what it is, and you're going to have to roll with whatever the Lord gave you.
Yep.
Like a woman, the Lord created a woman to be a woman. You're gonna have to roll with that. Now, what's Esau proliferating? Feminism, which basically feminism is dick envy. Feminism is envying to be something that you're not. That's what feminism is. It's the ideology. Like, I know that I'm inferior to a man, but I'm gonna be upset about that and not humble myself. I'm gonna make myself equal, if not superior. I'm gonna do that. And what does it end up causing? Big problem, corruption, because it's pride. And you know it's pride because what? In the end, when they read the Bible now, they hate the Bible. Because what the Most High is saying is in disagreement with their bullshit ideology. So they become satanic, rebellious. Who's the one promoting that throughout the earth? Esau Edom, because he is the root of pride in the earth right now. He's pushing pride. So everybody out here doesn't even want to bow themselves to the reality of what and who they are. They want to make themselves into, by say so, it's my truth. Who the fuck is you to have your own truth? What do you mean, my truth?
There's only the truth. There ain't no my truth.
Man, just formulate their own truth like it's a lyric. Yeah, you know, because I believe, I feel. The only person that has that power is the Most High. The Most High is the only entity that has the power of creation through thought. Understand that you could think what you want to think, you cannot manifest it. I don't know what they told you in school. If you just you know, anything, you could do anything. No, you can't.
That was like Mariah Carey, Whitney Houston, something.
Yeah. Now, if you got faith in the Lord, the scripture says you can move mountains. All things are possible if the Lord grant it to be so, because He has the power. But in terms of you could do all you want. You could do anything you want. You can't make it real. You could them man can dream up a whole world. Tolkien dreamed up a whole world in his mind.
You think that Moses would have been able to split the sea if the Most High went with that?
Nah, well, go try it then. when Tolkien made Lord of the Rings, that guy went into detail. It went as much detail as the Most High. That's what we do know. Yeah? But he went into detail, right? But that world is not real. Yeah? Frodo and that ain't real. It came to life through real people and enacting it on a TV screen.
But it's not real.
But it's not real. It's a shadow. It's a shadow. The Most High, we're figments of the Most High's imagination. He willed it to be, and it is. It's simple as that. That's why you ain't nowhere near the Most High's level. But Esau, that hubris, man, that hubris, that pride got him stinking.
You got more? Is that finished now?
No, finished.
Okay. So back here in Isaiah 29, verse 16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay. For shall the work say of him that made it, he made me not? Or shall the thing framed say of him that framed it, he had no understanding?
That's right. And then you see the ultimate victim of the Most High's will is Esau. That's why he's so dead set against the Most High. You got to understand the reason that this man is dead set against all righteousness is because according to righteousness, he's going to be destroyed. And there ain't no way around it. The truth is actually against him. This is why this man has to believe in lies. Because how could he believe in the truth? According to the truth, Obadiah the 18th verse, he's going to be exterminated. According to the truth, he's the devil. He was the wicked. He was created for that purpose, and he is going to be destroyed. This is why Esau is the most against. Because he can't be for. How can you be for that?
It's Malachi 1:4. So where Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. They shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord have indignation forever.
That's why you see these devils like doing their little LGB parties and then be like F God and moving bare foul and vile. Really, that's why in a way you don't get too messed up about it, because at the end of the day, Esau Edom is created to be the devil. It's in his algorithm. That's his programming. Just like Microsoft Word is word processing and Excel does the spreadsheets, Esau does the wickedness, man. That's his role, and that's who he is, and that's who he's going to be. And he can't change himself. He can't change his fate. He can't. There's nothing he's done on this earth to this day, and I mean nothing, has changed his fate. It's all been part of the Most High's plan.
It's all been vain. Yeah,
it's vanity. Exactly that. It's pure vanity. Because he's still going into captivity, and then he's going to be exterminated and removed from Idan. He's going to be removed from paradise. Point blank, period.
Like brother was saying about, you know, the truth is against Esau, because the Most High is the truth at the end of the day. He is the truth, right? And Esau don't like that truth. He wants his own truth.
Yeah, he wants
to establish his own truth.
And that's why they mess about. They try vocab and them, man. They don't like the prophecies, man.
Yeah.
That's why they don't like the prophecies are against them. So of course they're gonna be, I don't worry about them prophecies there. Don't worry, this is because they got the spirit of the devil in them. Yeah. Or they're gonna change up the prophecy and omit, because that's how the devil do. They omit, they lie, they deceive, they twist, they turn, all to avoid the truth. We don't need to do that.
Deflect.
We don't need to avoid the truth, because ultimately the truth is for us.
Yeah.
But Esau, he dodging the truth, boy.
Just one more thing.
Yeah.
2 Ezra chapter 6, verse 28 says, as for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome. What we're saying about the corruption that Esau just out here corrupting everything, remember? Most are going to reverse all of that. The corruption is going to be overcome. You know? So no matter what Esau does, he can't beat the Most High.
Yeah, listen, all the programming, all the lies and deceit, that's all gonna be year one into the kingdom, that's all gone. There's a whole different education now. Whole different education. I was watching it, I'm gonna do a video on it, man. Esau's got the latest thing he's got now programming the people is Jurassic Park Part 5, innit? Have you seen it? Prehistoric documentary.
Alright.
So he's got all the CGI dinosaurs. Oh, prehistoric.
I saw that's David Attenborough's one. Is that the same thing?
Is it David Attenborough?
Well,
it's an Apple TV thing, isn't it?
Attenborough's got something going on right now as well. So I don't know if it's the same.
And David Attenborough is Satan. he's Shaitan, blood. Hey, David Attenborough is a demon in real life. He's a demon, man. That guy there has destroyed the faith of many under the guise of loving animals and loving the environment. Because when you listen to him, hey, listen, his documentaries are the best.
Yep.
Because you know Esau got all the money. Nigga ain't got no money to fucking...
All the production.
He got all the production.
All the narrative, you know.
You know, he could go to the Galapagos Islands and just gallivant around the place. We can't do that, man. Niggas got to work, you know what I'm saying? Niggas ain't going in the jungle and shit, man. Niggas ain't got time for that.
Finding toe bones and stuff.
You know what I'm saying? But he could, and I ain't gonna lie, his documentaries are good. But what they always throw in that, yes, well...
Billions of...
Look,
they open it up in the same way.
We've got the horned hornet, and then he'll give you all the glory. You know, all the intricate details of the Most High's creation. Well, what will he say? It evolved approximately 1.6 billion. Straight away, he deceived the people. You see what they do? They throw that in there. So he's giving you all the good information, which points towards the glory of the Lord and his wisdom, because he created these animals in great wisdom. It's beautiful. There's nothing more beautiful than the study of life. Biology. The ology is study of bio means life. The biology is the study of life, and there's nothing more beautiful. I'm telling you, when you study these animals and these plants, man, there's nothing simple.
Captivating.
There's nothing simple, man. Every system is complicated. You know, they call it a simple single-celled organism. There's no such thing. Even the most simple single-celled organism, you go deep into it, wow, it's amazing, man. And they still finding out more things and more things about and then they say it evolved. It can't evolve. It's too complicated. You can't evolve. Could you evolve a BMW and have it work? So it started off as a wheel, and then it evolves in. Can you involve an engine? An engine needs all of its parts to work. You can't have systems that rely on each other evolving separately, but then you want the thing that's evolving to be still productive in the meanwhile.
Yep.
It's impossible. You can't build a human being from a simple thing and then it gets big enough. So what happens if the lungs are developed but the heart ain't developed? It's not going to be alive for long enough for you to develop your heart. Everything had to be made at the same time. They're all complementary. All these systems we have in our body that work together, the homeostatic system alone could never have evolved. It has to work or you're dead. There ain't no evolution when you're dead. But Esau have these documentaries and they are prehistory. Well, let's get into that term. There is no such thing as prehistory. When you look it up in the dictionary, prehistory is pre-recorded history. But there is nothing outside pre-recorded history. The entirety of world history is recorded in the Bible. It records the creation period, which is 7,000 years. And then from then on, the entire human history is within the Bible. So they say recorded history is about 6,000 years old, which is exactly what the Bible spans. From Adam down to now is a 6,000 year history. So anything beyond 6,000 years, they call it prehistory, but the Bible gives you that 7,000 year creation period, which most of that, there is no men. You alright, little man? So then, yeah, we are. Yeah. So when you go into that now, you got the prehistory. They start talking about millions of years. That don't exist. There's no evidence. Huh? You ain't old enough, little man. You ain't old enough. Yeah. You gotta get to 18. Yeah. 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 So yeah. What was I saying? So they got this prehistory thing. So that whole prehistory is they've just tagged that on to life, and then they start talking about Stone Age, Iron Age, Bronze Age. I could prove that's not true. Cause let me get a scripture real quick that disannuls the whole idea of a Stone Age. Let's get before we carry on with that real quick. A lot of this science that they're coming with is lies, man, to deceive the people and draw people away from the Bible. But if you just read the Bible, you'd know that this is all BS. And now you have to choose. Do you trust these scientists, these fools, or do you trust what the Bible says? I know what I trust. So this is the book of Genesis. What's it? Genesis 4? The artificer.
Oh.
Might be 4 or 5.
I mean, Cain's sons.
Yeah.
Yeah. It should be here.
Yeah, 4:22.
Oh, is it 4 and 22? Oh shit, I was in 5. Right, this is Genesis 4, and this destroys the whole idea of there was a Stone Age, then there was an Iron. That's all BS. Genesis 4 and 22. And Zillah, she also bare Tubal-Cain, an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron. This was like what? This is like 5,000, 6,000 years ago. But they said, oh, there was a long Stone
Well, within the
Age
first 1,000 years, yeah.
It's bullshit, man. The Lord scared the principal things of a man's life, and iron was one of them. Men had knowledge from the beginning. There weren't no Stone Age.
What it was stuff that grew out the earth. You know, if they could work with iron, they could work with brass, right?
They had the knowledge, right? She also bare Tubal-Cain, an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron. And brass is not just this. That's just not just like smelting a metal. Brass is a alloy. That's high level. What do they call it? Metallurgy. To create because that's why they go Stone Age, then Iron Age, and then the Bronze Age, because bronze represents an alloy. Now you're giving the metal specific properties by mixing metals. But they were doing it here in Genesis the 4th chapter. This is why Esau had to come in with all that false history, prehistory, to mess up everything and make it look like people were stupider, and now they're getting smarter. No, they're not. There was technology back then. How do you think they built the pyramids and all these great structures that Esau still can't do? Because there was technology back then, just like there's technology now. And some people had more technology than others, just like today. Today you could go somewhere and them man ain't got no technology. And then you could go somewhere else and they got high technology. And you go somewhere else, they got mid-level technology. It was like that in the ancient world. Some people had no technology and some man had the high technology. And it was styling on other man. We had technology too. The Urim and the Thummim, we had that.
Yeah, all these wonders of the world, right? Can't be replicated.
Nah, man, they can't.
You know, these wonders of the world, they stand in amazement because of what they're seeing, for what they think they had.
Massive megaton blocks of rock. Man, listen, man, there's a book out there called Dead Man's Secrets, and it goes into all the things they found from around the world. Just amazing technology, man. But Esau keeps that on the low because, again, he wants to spread a narrative of billions of years, massive amounts of mankind's history, and they started off as cavemen, which is not the case. That's all lies, man. So yeah, it says an instructor, sorry, of every artificer in brass and iron, and the sister of Tubal Cain was Naamah. Yeah? Yeah.
Can I say it quickly? Is this what I wanted? Yeah. Daniel chapter
The Bible
2.
says, suffer little children to come unto me.
Daniel 2:21 said, and he changeth the times and the seasons, and he removed kings and set up kings. He gave wisdom unto the wise and knowledge to them that no understanding. Right? Or actually, is that?
Wait, what one did you read?
That's not the one I want.
Yeah, there's a different one,
that's
but
the
I know
one
what the one
silent.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Esau, like I said, if you go into George Cuvier, Charles Lyell, all these witches and warlocks, they manipulated the scientific community to support this prehistory and this you know, so then now they're pushing it now. Imagine a child growing up watching this prehistory documentary, they think that's real. So they think, oh, billions of years ago there was dinosaurs. So then when they go to read the Bible, it's like, well, the Bible can't be true because the Bible's not talking about no billions of years ago. But I know this dinosaur thing is true because I've seen it on the TV and I've seen the baby baby T-Rex.
Yeah, they got bones and stuff.
It's bullshit, man.
They used to have feathers.
T-Rex.
But they're saying, but all these, and they assume they have the evidence for these things that they're talking
They
about.
don't have none of that.
The evidence is not there.
And they lied and falsified evidence on record.
They got bones. Yeah, they got bones of
Toes.
large lizards.
Yeah, which the Bible tells you about the dragons.
You know, so they do exist, but not the way they saying they existed.
Right, yeah,
You know?
they're like the geological column, they call it. So you got the Triassic, the Jurassic. That doesn't exist nowhere on the planet Earth. There's nowhere on Earth where you can find the geological column. Right? That Jurassic, Triassic. And basically they date the fossils by what geological layer they find it in. But then they date the layer by the fossils they find in it. So it's circular reasoning. It's bullshit. I know, I studied it. I did geology in his university. It's complete circular reasoning. And then they added in the whole carbon dating thing, which is more BS. It's all lies. All to support destroying people's faith in the Bible and to support evolution.
Science.
And they're false science,
yeah.
man.
But this is one I wanted anyway. This is from Daniel 7, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and he shall wear out the saints.
That's part of it. Well, the minute they started teaching about evolution, which is a Babylonian doctrine, by the way, it's a doctrine that man can transcend to being a god on his own, right? And that all you gotta do is study Hinduism. Hinduism is the same thing. Everyone is a part of God, and they're all, you go up the layers of beings to become God. It's Babylonianism.
Yeah? There's only one people on the planet Earth that were called gods, right? And that's the sons of God.
And they were made that way.
Exactly. Not something we are gonna evolve into. It's gonna be simply given to the elect, to the nation of Israel. You know, as a right. You know, simple as that. So he should speak great words against the Most High, and should wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws.
Right, and that's what they've done. So instead of having the correct recorded history, which is biblical, we now have this mad history of a billion years ago, even down to the Americas, they'll date 70,000 year BC. That's bullshit.
there's
man.
no record
They weren't
for it.
even there for that long. What are you talking about?
They're gonna talk about something there's no records for.
There's no record for it. They just.
But when we want to talk about things we ain't got no evidences for, no, you have to throw that out straight away, right?
Oh yeah, vocab and
Yeah,
pussy, yeah.
But you man, that can do that billions of years ago. This happened. You got no evidence of that though. You're gonna tell what happened from a fucking toe bone.
That's why a lot of people believe the Bible is a fairy tale book, and it's because of Esau, and it's false science. And another thing I want to say about the geological column, what we do see all over the earth, and this is what we do know, is the whole earth is pretty much covered in sedimentary rock. Now, sedimentary rock is formed through sediment. Sediment is formed through water, underwater. Now, what event does the Bible record which would lead to the whole world being covered in sedimentary rock?
Flood.
Oh, what?
Flood.
Oh, that you say? Oh yeah, see? So the actual geology of the planet supports what the Bible says.
And all these nations have a similar story of the flood.
Yep.
You know, because obviously, you know, Noah's 3 sons is what propagated the rest of the earth, right? So they all have similar stories of what happened at the beginning. But you want to just throw that out and say, well, that's you know, however long ago, we can't verify that. But you expect us to believe something that you say happened a billion years ago. Who's verifying that? But these are the things that are recorded, man. These are the things that we have. And you might not like it, you know, or, you know, because people want a time machine, right, to be there to see it. But you can't. You have to go by what was left behind.
Yeah, the record,
You know?
man. And they say, and that's like in the world to come, this Bible is gonna be the record, man, and not Esau's BS. And again, that's what's the cause in all of this foolishness, man. That's why people don't respect the Bible. They don't respect, even the people that are Christian really don't respect the Bible because they're confused. How can you respect the Bible and then still respect Esau's institutions? You have to pick one. And the whole world is programming you to believe that trust the science. You get me? Like,
And you will pick one.
trust the science. So even them people that go to the Bible, they don't really, you know, even the, nah, he's bugging. Even the people that say that they go into these churches, they don't really believe there was a flood. They don't really believe in the miracles of the Bible.
Yeah.
They might say they do, but they don't. You know what they do believe in? Esau's lying our science, man. You know, and that's the truth. That's why the people, their mind is further and further away from respecting the Most High, because really to them the Bible is a fairy tale. And then that's why anything that comes out of the Bible, they can easily disconnect and dismiss it. Oh well, that was Bible days. Oh well, that was, because the reason they can easily dismiss the Bible,
They didn't know as much then.
yeah,
They're
exactly,
stupid then,
because the root of what's in them is anything that's known now through Esau is the truth, and anything that's written and recorded in the Bible is just fairy tale, and it's good for some things, but we could pick and choose.
Like Esau surpassed the knowledge of the Bible.
And that's the general gist you get from most people, including Jake. But why are they like that? Because that evil demon, that evil seed of doubt was sown into them from a child through Esau's education and media. That's what they're doing when they're teaching your child evolution. That's a demon of doubt.
Yep.
When they
And that's why you got a world right now that's more godless than ever before. Godless, you know.
It's godless nation.
Because back in the day, ancient, well, everyone believed in a god of some sort, right? They're more spiritual.
Well, if
fans,
you look
right?
at Europe, man, Europe, as they were wicked, but they still knew the Most High, the God of the Bible, created everything. All the scientists were godly men, and then everything changed when Esau got in there. They became Illuminatis.
I said that what's that term? The atheism is on the rise in this world. There's less Christians and less this and less that, and the Muslims are getting gas, but that's about it though, right? But there's more people that don't believe in God
They're
now
just
than there ever been.
multiplying, man.
Yeah, no, breeding up.
Only, you know, only them whack ass
niggas
niggas in jail be fucking converting to Islam, so they can get some fucking some good food or some shit.
Yeah, but most of this world is becoming a more atheistic mindset.
Yeah.
You know, and that's evident, man. Because Esau don't rate the Most High. He don't promote the Most High in anything.
That's why, again, this whole misogynist. Look up misogyny and then look up the Bible and see how everything they accuse of being misogyny is what the basic principles of the Bible. It's not. Esau's the devil, man. That's why when you see them man like giving so much energy to come up against us, man like Vocab, he got all the energy for us. You know that man's not sincere, because the shit that his people are doing, and they're condoning. So like I said, this prehistoric program, everyone's watching that now, and they're being deemed. The children are watching this dinosaur thing, and so they're believing in that. And it looks real because they can see it as a CGI, baby T-Rex, and now they accept that as being real rather than the Bible. Now you try and tell them about the Bible. The Bible seems more like a fairy tale than that bullshit they had on the TV. Anyway, let's carry on. Oh, you got something?
Yeah, I got a couple things. Yeah. So I'll just finish off second edges quickly.
Hey, the man can't fuck with me when it comes to science, man. I fuck them up, man. Hey, through the spirit of the Lord, I done fucked up professors. Because these people are not that smart. They know how to pretend to be smart, man. For the spirit of the Lord's dealing with you, you can twist these professors in knots. Because at the end of the day, they don't stand on truth. They don't stand on truth whatsoever. They're not as intelligent as you think they are. Ultimately, what does the Bible say? They're fools.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that.
Yeah, was that Psalms 10?
Because a lot of things in school and in university, you're just regurgitating stuff, right? And you might do a study into something specific or whatever to pass your, your examinations or whatever, man. But all these professors, that they rely on the principles that have been set by governing bodies, right?
Yeah.
And they have to teach in a certain fashion. They can't. You wouldn't have a professor that would teach, against everything that they've learned.
Well, they're Hogwarts too. They're demons. These professors are actually priests. Them professors that teaching you evolution is a priest.
Well, the degrees now, right? They've got the degrees.
They've got degrees, and it's the word prophet goes professor. They're actually and I've seen it, man. I've seen it with my own two eyes. I remember when I was in uni, I battled a demon. My thesis was that evolution was a religion, and he come up to me and he was getting cut. He read my whole board. I created a whole board, man. I ain't gonna lie, right? Listen, I ain't gonna lie. I created a whole board. You had to put it on display, right? And everyone was coming and reading my board, and I basically showed how evolution is a religion. It's not based upon fact, it's based on inference, right? And inference isn't fact. Inference is you now trying to create something out of that. There's a difference between opinion and fact, right? And I proved it on the board that it's a religion, right? And everyone was crowded around, and they were reading it, and they were like, oh yeah, like da-da-da. 2-2's the professor, the cracker, the demon come, and I see him reading it, and I was waiting for him in the spirit. I was fresh in the truth. I was waiting for him in the spirit, right? And then 2-2's now, I could see he couldn't break it down. He couldn't break it down. And then this is what he said. Remember, this thing weren't nothing to do with God. Remember, I made sure I never mentioned no God, no Bible, no nothing.
Just a belief.
I just basically took the information they provided and showed that it is from a religious standpoint, that in order you believe in evolution because it's a theory. You have faith that is the case. Yeah. You don't have proof that 1 billion years ago this happened. You believe that, yeah? This guy jumped up and said, I can prove there's no God. But I swear, listen, right? I'm not even lying, brother. The man said, I can prove there's no God. Oh, shit. It's like the demons bubbled up in him. I'm not even lying. Listen, I'm telling the truth. This man jumped up and looked, and he was like, I can prove there's no God. And I was like, what? Like, man didn't even say, I'm gonna prove it's not a religion. He said, I'm gonna prove there's no God.
So he hates God.
So you see where he's really coming from. And then 2-2's now, he told me there was an experiment where they had observational devices, and they said the result of the experiment showed that when the light or whatever was being observed, it behaved differently from when it wasn't being observed. So he goes, so you say that God is all seeing, right? Yeah, so that proves that there is no God, because there's a difference between when it's being observed and not observed. And he was doing this bagger thing, and I just went, through the spirit. That's why the spirit said you're gonna have the knowledge to answer. I said, yeah, but that's assuming that God observes things the same way you do. Bro, the whole room went, oh, like this, yeah? And the guy went, check my website. And then ran, and then fucking ran, blood. He ran through the spirit. You and your little stupid little instrument observed. You're assuming the Most High is on your level.
But this is the thing, we make comparisons.
That's a true story, by the way.
The scripture makes comparisons like with worms and stuff like that. Do you think an ant sees the world the same way we do? Of course not.
Most High is in the background, man. The Most High is outside of the thing. Yeah, your instrument is inside the thing. No, the Most High is outside looking in, man. And when I said that, bro, no one was with him. Nobody was with him. He lost the crowd. It was over. And then he literally said, check out, he splitted out some YouTube channel and ran out the room, brother. Listen, man, I'm not lying. This is real. So I said, rah, these men are demons. So when I'm telling you that these professors in these uni is Hogwarts, man, they're nothing but witches. The Bible tells you rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. And a lot of them professors, they're crazy, they're kooky, they're wacky, and they're there to instill rebellion in the hearts of men against the Most High. Point blank, period, including them demons in the Christian universities too. Yeah? Yeah, that's a true story, by the way, man. Yeah, that's real talk.
Right, back in the 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 28, it says, as for faith, it shall flourish. Right? Faith is being so oppressed right now. Right? He's so suppressing and oppressing faith, making you feel like you're being stupid for believing, because you got all these documentaries out there and shit.
Yeah, this guy can believe he's a woman. Man got a big dick here. Man's got a big dick and 2 balls, and hair in his ass, man, and pecs, and he can believe he's a woman and everyone's cool, but then man will be ashamed if you believe in the Bible. If you believe in the Bible, man. Man got meat and 2 veg, you know. Man's got meat and 2 veg. And he's there saying, I'm a woman. And man's like, yeah, like clapping and all this stuff. And then a man will be like, yeah, I believe in God. How could you believe in God? You know, that's so stupid. Like, you know what I mean?
It's
like,
archaic. You know?
What?
Like you're under evolved some shit. You know?
Right.
As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome. And the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared.
That's right, because right now the truth ain't being declared. Them man are doing half-truths, omission of truths, and straight up lying. That's how Esau operate. He don't come with it straight. He know how to deceive. That's how that's what the Bible says his right hand is the right hand of falsehood. Man know how to manipulate statistics and omit this and make this look a certain way. That's why you can't trust a lot of things that Esau. Even a lot of the times when they say 87% of people did, a lot of them things they're just saying that it ain't even true. Like, remember when they come out, oh, all these women are worried about catcalling. I lie them, I tell, brethren. I lie them, I tell, bro. I don't know. I've never yet met a woman, and I'd be around women. I've never seen a woman come up in a conversation and said, oh, by the way, do you know what? Yeah, I feel scared about men catcalling. But I've never heard it in my life until on the TV they made it an issue.
Well, I'll tell you a thing about those though, right? Because it's manipulation of statistics, right? One, the sample size is terribly small. Yeah, always small, yeah, compared to population, right? It's always small, right? Yeah. And before because them surveys, they go out to people, right? And they ask you a bunch of questions. They want to see if you're suitable for the survey to come in for the before you come in, right? So they already have an idea what your preferences are and what you feel about certain things. So they get in there to fudge the numbers, man. Yeah, and then they put it out there, it's a fucking scientific document, and it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Remember when that woman got killed by that police officer, and they made it look like every woman out there is scared to walk the streets, and and I'm like, bro, my sister going to work at 2 in the morning walking through Barking. like Gotham City, you know what I'm saying?
Like, what are you talking about, man? Like, this is not real. It's just the TV fabricating, and then people jump on the bandwagon because they think other people are feeling like that. When in reality, it's all bots and falsehood, man. So they know how to do that, man. Like, in the real world, if you turn off all the media, I ain't never heard no woman complain about someone wolf whistling or none of that, man. That's bullshit, man. Never heard it in my life. Like, all of a sudden on the TV, they're all complaining. Oh, yeah, I'm scared. No, fuck off. I'm scared, Poncho. Go on. Alright,
this is from 1 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 18. For the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved, it is the power of God. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise, and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent.
Right, to them, see, they could believe, oh yeah, so, raw, like, boy, if I freeze, see, it begins with freezing the eggs. Oh, Esau can freeze the eggs. Not to mention the Lord reopened Sarah's womb. That's why Sarah laughed. Like, Sarah's like, what?
Nah, that ain't happening.
Sarah like, what? But you know why the Lord could do that? Because the Lord's got the master keys. He got the codes. You know, like a developer, like even, like if you ever worked in any industry, right? Sometimes they'll bring in a guy to build the system, right? Now you got the admin codes, but then you got the master codes.
Yeah.
Now the admin codes could be something like, if you need to like switch off something that normally shouldn't be switched off, in certain situations you could put in the admin code and switch it off. But something like adjusting parameters, can't do it. You need a master code. I've been in businesses like that where they can stop something but they can't adjust the parameters even if they need to. And then they'll be like, well, this guy is living in Australia now and he ain't giving the codes to no one. So if you want to actually change the system, you need to go and get him, and he's gonna come put in the master code. He built the system and he could change whatever he wants in the system.
Charge you a shitload of money.
He could change it temporarily and shut. Oh boy, yo dog, that's why they didn't want to do it. Yeah, they just had to live with it. And he would change whatever you want, and it could be permanent, or it could be temporary, and then put it back to how things are normally. Because he had the master code. He's the guy that
made the system.
He made the system.
Yeah.
The Most High got the master codes, meaning what the rules and the laws that are set that we live by, i.e. a woman reaches menopause and she done out here. Yeah, the Most High got the master code to just algorithm that back. Next thing you know, she's producing good egg. She didn't have no geriatric pregnancy,
Child autism and that.
autism and all this. She had a good egg. Them good eggs. Yeah, she released one good egg. Pow! Knocked it out. That's the power of the Lord. Now they got the whole thing about IVF, and then now you can freeze eggs. And the next thing is they're saying life extension. You could freeze your brain or something, and it's all there. People will believe in all that. Yeah, we could do it. But then when they don't really believe that Yahweh Shai was raised from the dead, that's too. Oh no, that's fairy tale. But they could believe in Esau's technology when the Most High done surpassed technology from the beginning. You see. So they believe in that. Oh yeah, when I die, he's gonna chop my head off and then put it in a fucking glass jar, and I can come back in the year 2050. Bro, the Lord was risen in 3 days. Yeah, 3 days he's risen.
I like to see you try that.
Moving. Yeah?
Well, like the Lord says, there's nothing impossible with the Lord, man.
There's nothing. He got the codes.
Yeah.
He got the master codes, turn water to wine, and that's the alchemist's dream, is it not? The philosopher's stone to turn lead into gold. That's why they be stealing gold, because they can't do it. You ain't got the master keys, man. All right.
It says verse 20, where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the spirit of this world? Have not God made the foolishness the wisdom of this world? For after that, in the wisdom of God, the world by wisdom knew not God. It pleased God by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe.
Right, because we're going to be delivered from the missiles and all that stuff, right? Through our faith. Where these people in the world, they're looking for the carnal means. Oh, I'm going to be a prepper, or this, that, and the other, or I'm going to have a bunker, and this, that, and all the things of this world, and it's all going to fail miserably. But the ones that would simply put their faith in the almighty power get delivered. And not only that, they get upgraded. And we're going to get upgraded. The Bible tells you in the blink of an eye we shall be changed, meaning we're going to get exactly what Esau's trying to do. He's trying to work out the genetics, which he don't understand the genetics fully. That's why they got to do something called research. The Most High don't do research, man. The Most High don't have laboratories and just got a couple angels in there. Let me figure out how this works. The Most High made it, man. They don't need to figure nothing out. The Most High is going to upgrade our bodies and give us super genetics. If you thought we had super genetics now, man like John Jones and them elite, the LeBron James, them elite genetics that them Jakes be having, yeah? We're going to get the ultimate elite genetics, man, in the kingdom. And it's going to be like that. There's going to be no research. We ain't going to have to pay for it.
Push-ups.
The Lord is going to upgrade us. Upgrades. What is it, man, in Matrix? Upgrades. Yeah, we're going to get upgraded to the superhuman status that the Lord already prepared for us from the very beginning.
I know Kung Fu.
I know Kung Fu. No. Yeah, I was watching John Wick 4 last night. Actually, I still need to finish it.
Yeah, it's quite long, isn't it?
Long, man.
Quite long.
God damn. But yeah, go on.
It's the book of First John 3 and
John Wicked.
2. Beloved, now we are the sons of Most High, and it does not yet appear what we shall be, but we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is.
Right, and the Lord said he's coming in great glory.
Yeah, man.
Right, he's not going to meet thee as a man. He's not going to be just a simple man.
Superman, man.
And we're going to be like he is.
And that's what Esau desires. Esau wants to be more than a man. He wants to have that godlike power, man. But he ain't gonna get that. You look a puss, yo. Yeah, man, like King Charles. You look a ghoulish looking, ugly little munchkin with your ghoulish, ugly looking wife, man.
Big ears, fat fingers.
Yeah, with your fat sausage fingers, man. Disgusting. Yeah, and look at Prince William, man. The guy who looks 80 already, man. You know, hairline missing, blood. I got all that money and his hairline's missing on road, fam. It's peak for him. Yeah? Nah, them guys ain't getting no real glory, man. Forget that. Look at George Soros and Klaus Schwab and these demonic looking entities, man. And they got all the money in the world, man. Wow, they down bad. And this is standard Jake from Montego Bay, be like 90 years old, still looking 30 and that. It's peak for you, man. And that just proves that Esau wasn't meant to be on the earth anyway. The way they age is peak. It's peak. They ain't meant to be here. They're meant to be gone by about 18. They peak at like 18 years old. They're meant to be out of here, man. They're meant to be out of here, all the way gone, man. They need all the life extension, fam. It's mad. We're gonna get all that. Go on up. Is that it?
You finished?
Yeah.
First Corinthians chapter 1 verse 23 says, but we preach Yahushua crucified unto the Jews a stumbling block, and unto the Greeks foolishness. But unto them which are called both Jews and Greeks,
That's both Israelites that were coming from two different frames of mind. One were Israelites that were still a part of the Judean infrastructure and community, and the other were Israelites that had been Hellenized. So their ideology was based upon Greek. They grew up on the Greek side of things. So they believed in the Greek pantheon. They didn't respect the Bible.
It says, but unto them which are called both Jews and Greeks, Yahushua the power of God and the wisdom of God, because the foolishness of God is wiser than men, and the weakness of God is stronger than men. For ye see your calling, brethren, how that not many wise men after the flesh, not many mighty, not many noble are called.
Right, a lot of these men that think they're super intelligent, which they might be intelligent, but their intelligence is corrupted by Esau, because it's filled like Neil deGrasse. What is his name, man? This Negro. Yeah, he thinks he's a super smart individual, but he's been consumed by Esau, so he got a lot of madness that he thinks is intelligent. So you can't teach a guy like that about the scriptures, man, because he thinks he's super smart, man. He's running with Esau shit, and he's gonna come a cropper, ain't he?
Yeah.
Right? He thinks he's too smart, you know? Oh, you talk about the Bible with him, he gonna have the most to say. Well, actually, if you take the X and the Y, fuck out of here, man.
And this is his pride.
That's that pride, isn't it?
Pride, because they all think they know better.
Yeah, and really goes back to Esau.
So smart, yeah.
Because he's coming from Esau as well, he's boosted. Yeah, it must be correct, innit? Because they respect Esau, man. Esau's got all the prestige in this world. So anything Esau says, people listen, man. The white man in a suit, in an expensive suit, wait, man, are gonna listen, innit?
Verse 27 says, but God hath chosen the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. And God hath chosen the weak things of the world to confound the things which are mighty.
Right, we're the weak things, because militarily we don't have the strength. The Lord purposely broke us down, man. We ain't got no organization. We ain't on no military level to fight anyone.
Got no reputation, you know.
Jake,
not highly esteemed in this world.
Jake ain't, as a nation, we're totally disintegrated. Right? But we're still gonna conquer through the Lord.
Yep.
Yeah? We're gonna conquer a great army, listen, man, the American military is so great, yeah, that they have bases that are basically like towns and cities, man. The man built a base in Germany, and it ain't just no barracks. The thing's got McDonald's, it's got flipping neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Like these men have got equipment, and it's so large, the mechanism, that they don't even know where all the money goes, man. They're like, yeah, bro, like about $500 billion, they don't even know where it's gone, bro. They're in black holes, like. That man just leaving weapons behind is cool, you know. 50 billions worth of weapons is there. Okay. That's how they got it, man. And they're gonna be taken out of the way just like that. And we're gonna be inputted with even more mighty power than they have. Wow.
Verse 28, and base things of the world and things which are despised have God chosen. Yea, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are. We're not a nation.
Yeah, we're not.
We're not a people right now. We were divided and broken down. We have no power, no might. Right? But the things that aren't, are they going to overcome the things that are?
Through why? Why? Because the Lord said so. Through his power and his will.
So that no flesh should glory in his presence.
That's right. Because we're not going to say, oh, it was us. We did it on our own because we were so smart, or we were so intelligent, or we were so mighty, we were so strong. We're going to know, right? It was the Lord, man. It was all the Lord through him. And that's why the Lord, if he wanted to, the Lord could have had it where all Israel could make it. But the reason he has an elect, so that what's the difference between the so-called 2/3 and the elect? Have not the elect sinned?
Or the election, that's all it is. The election's a difference.
It's the election. Have not the elect sinned? There's members of the elect that have done heinous crimes, murder, everything. But if they're of the elect, the Lord is, God wills it, and that's that.
According to election of grace, is
The great election of grace, man. So that means it's down to the Most High. It's up to man. So that removes pride. So you can't say, I made it because I'm just supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, man. Nah, you have to come with the bending knee, innit? You have to come bow down and humble.
Yep. Verse 30 says, but of him are ye in Yahushua Mashiach, who of God is made unto us wisdom and righteousness.
Right, our wisdom is the fear of the Lord. Just the simple wisdom of accepting that the Most High of a true power is a mighty wisdom. It's a mighty foundation in wisdom. If you can't accept that, man, and I was thinking about that in the spirit the other day, that's why it's the beginning of wisdom. Because anything you learn after that fact, is going to be profitable unto you. Just off knowing that, that's the mighty power. Anything you learn, you're going to utilize it properly, you're going to do the right thing. The minute you learn all this other stuff, like, I know how to do this, I know how to do that, mathematics, X, Y, 7 chromosome, you know how all that, but you don't fear the Lord, and you don't respect the law, because if you don't fear the Lord, you won't respect his law, everything you do is going to turn against you.
Yep.
And we're seeing it. In this society, they got all the technology, but what don't they have? The law. And that's why everything is disintegrating. Because ultimately, it's all about how you act, how you treat each other. It's not about the knowledge you have. It's how you use that knowledge.
Yep.
And how you use that knowledge is going to be determined by your respect for the Most High and the law.
It's like, example in it, like a sword is neither good nor evil. Things in the earth are neither good nor evil. It's what you use these things to do.
Had that in it,
You know what I mean? It could be used for good, it could be used for evil, man. You know? And Esau is inclined to do evil and wickedness with such things.
Pride, because it's pride.
Just one more verse where we can hand it back to you. It says, but of him are ye in Yahushua Mashiach, who of God is made unto us wisdom and righteousness and sanctification and redemption.
The word sanctification means to be made holy. We're being made holy, man, through the belief in this truth, man. Which to other people don't mean nothing. Because you know what everyone's worshipping nowadays, man? It's just money, man. I was watching a thing the other day, and it's like, you see these women talking about, oh, he dusty, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. And I was thinking, you disrespectful bitch, man. They like to shit on just the normal man, the common man. You come from common men. Common men worked hard to raise your nasty behind. Y'all don't ever forget where you came from. There's nothing wrong with being a common man. Oh, they dusty. And making everything about how much money you have represents your value. That's not the value of a man. Is not based upon money. The value of the word honor, the value of the man is based upon his duty. That's the value of the man and how well he fulfills his duty. Like I could speak, like my family, man. Listen, I come from poor people, man. My great grandfather was a fisherman, and that's how he made the money, and that's how he fed his family. Because more time they never had money. So boom, now what he brought in from out of sea, and he didn't sell. That was what dinner was. So that man had to eat fish. And then boom, so boom, now you know the breadfruit tree, man have to eat breadfruit and fish, and that's how the lineage carried on. And then man worked hard, and my great grandmother was selling rocks was going up. She would find smooth rocks and selling rocks. Now these people now, these niggas now would look down on them people. Oh, they're dusty.
Well, that term good, honest living is not respected anymore.
It's not respected. It's all about if you can provide some kind of lavish lifestyle, and that's bullshit, man. Everyone just worships money now, man. They're obsessed with money. Everything to them is money. Oh, this guy's dusty. You know, it's dusty. It is that and the other. Like, but hold on, it's disrespectful, man. Because you gotta think to yourself, man. A dusty brer worked hard to put food on the table so that you could even be here today. You fucking ungrateful prick. So how you judging a man for being dusty when your granddad was dusty? He was getting real dusty out there working hard. That's how your great-granddad, it was men that were going out there being dusty. Even your great-grandmothers were putting in work, sacrificing to put food on the table so you could be here today and turn around and look down on people that's just like your great-grandparents. They might not have that much money, but I tell you what, they worked hard, man, and they took care of their family. And there's honor in that.
Yeah.
That's respectable. But they're like, man, if he ain't earning $1 million, like, goddamn!
Got no respect for the
What the hell? You gotta be a millionaire? Or you dusty? That's disrespectful, man. I'm thinking around. My great granddad was a fisherman. My dad was a mechanic. I see man work hard. This brother dad bricklaying. Man work hard. You get me? Like, and you trying to tell me that man are dusties and all this? And so the Esau's got these people's minds so far out of reality, man, that they worship money. But you know why they worship money? No, well, this money is even more demonic than money. Cause this money got demonic talismans built into it. They got demons on the money. They got sigils and witchcraft on the money, and it's driving these people crazy. There's an image where you fold a dollar bill a certain way and you can see a demon's face on the dollar bill, man. That's why these people are out there damn fucking mind, and then social media got them, everybody wants to live the soft life and shit, man. And then disrespecting poor people, man, when that's where you come from. You little ungrateful bastards, man. Your parents should have just left you outside and you could have been dusty too, dead on the street. Disrespectful, man. Disrespecting the working man.
Who's up? 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 6 says, but godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content.
Yeah, man. These lot, like, they don't value values. They don't value no values no more. They don't value honor. They don't value like integrity. They value just the end result. They just value money. They don't care what you got to do to get it.
Fake it.
Fake it to make it, lie to make it, kill to make it. That's why they worship these damn drug dealers. Man could destroy a whole fucking neighborhood generation. But yeah, man, he cool because he got some diamond chains or some shit, man.
He got me the Gucci bag that I wanted.
Real fucking scum, man. These people are scummy as fuck. That's why this place needs to be reset, man, because the priority is all straight. Like I said, money, technology, all these things mean nothing if you don't have the fear of the Lord, which is the beginning of wisdom.
And how do you change your mindset on a global level, man? Slavery. That's how you change it, man. Yeah. These nations are going into slavery because you need a fucking whole education camp for you to get right.
Re-educate, brainwashing, man.
You know, we ain't gonna sit here and, you know, do what Esau does, you know, set up democracies and shit and they get them changing slow by slow. No, you're changing now.
I'll make them burn their own idols, man. Hey, what's that over there? That little Buddha thing. Break that up.
Mash it up. You know, we're gonna get the world to change because the mentality of the world is fucked up. It's corrupted because Esau corrupted it.
Yeah,
you know, amongst other things. But Esau out there promoting all this madness. You know, so it has to be dealt with on an extreme level. You know. Back in 1 Timothy 6, it says, verse 9, it says, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare. You're trapped up in it, man, right? And into many foolish and hurtful lusts.
Yeah, the more money you get in this world, man, you just find yourself, you get proud, right? And you fall into these temptations, man. All this wickedness, the traps that Esau set out there for you, man.
It says, which drown men in destruction and perdition. For the love of money is the root of all evil.
And that's what we're seeing. And the love of money is at all-time high. That's all everybody cares about. That's why you can't trust no one, because they will sell you out in a minute, man. They'll sell you out. They'll sell your soul for money. People, and the worst thing about it is like before you knew there was rich people, so you was kind of, but you didn't have to actually watch them. So everything was cool. Like you could live. Now they're like the envy, man. The Bible tells you that the eye is the most evil thing. right?
You become covetous.
You become covetous. So now with social media and 24/7 celebrity in, right?
teased
All
and
you're
tempted.
doing is watching this brer. Okay, if you're a man, all you're doing is watching some next brer with a bag of gal and a Lamborghini, and you're just there, just watching this man's life all the time, getting envious and covetous, man.
If they Mayweather.
Floyd, yeah, this dude. All you're doing is watching these show off 24/7.
throwing money
And
in
if
your
you're a
face.
woman, you're on social media just watching other women getting put in Lamborghinis, getting da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And so it messes your mind up because it's just in your face 24/7. Enough people relationship mash up because of what they're seeing outside of the relationship, man.
Covetous.
Instead of focusing on real life, what's around them, and building together, they're constantly being drawn into the this ain't good enough because look what they're doing over there, and they watch an hour-long video of them man eating dinner in some fancy restaurant, man. It's like, I need to be. Oh, you ain't shit because you ain't giving me that.
And then that promiscuity increases.
Promiscuity.
You know, adultery increases because they just jump in ships now because they just want to get it fast. They don't want to build with the guy they're with or vice versa. They man trying to shop and change things.
Niggas
man.
find out niggas got money, niggas want to rob you to get what you got. They get envious, man. They sit there in their yard with their funky self and they get angry when they see another nigga get shit. They just sitting there on the social media, oh look, there's a nigga watch, look at this now. And they lose their damn minds, man. Bro, the social media thing is a real demon. You're not meant to be watching other people like that. It's too much. It's too much, man. Sometimes you gotta just watch real life around you, and then you wouldn't be so messed up. Like it's you know, there's sometimes it's good to see people doing well, so you know, okay, I want to aim for that, but not like fucking hell, just
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like in your face,
That's
24/7,
destroying your life in the present now.
just making you feel inadequate, man, all day,
Yeah, that's it. You know?
making you feel bad about your life. You're like, damn, like why can't I roll in a Lambo? Like, what's going on?
Take Eric Corner on pussies.
You know what I mean? Living vicariously through other people. So when you get something now, if it ain't what they got, you're like, oh, this is ain't.
But this is
well, shit.
This is it. You got Tate out there. You know, he's making all these money that he's got supposedly, right?
CIA money.
Yeah, right. But what's he done? He be scamming people, man.
Yeah,
he don't give a shit.
Asshole.
But that's what the levels you got to go to, though. To be where these certain guys are at, you got to become fucking wicked.
A
man.
narcissist, man.
Yeah.
They're narcissistic, selfish. You know, and that's, like I said, that's why people are willing to fake it. The whole influencer thing is all about getting people to like you, to follow you, and then lying to them by providing them with product opportunities. That's basically what it is. Get enough people to follow you where any company can come and give you money, and it doesn't matter what they're pushing. You just want to get the money. Oh, you're gonna give me 10 grand to do a post? Okay, give me the 10 grand.
Like the Liver King, man.
Yeah, like the Liver King. And they're just gonna promote it like, oh, like
Carly Muscle.
like the C thing. They were paying them off to promote the C thing.
yeah.
How many of them, you know, went and read up on it and checked it to see, if I'm gonna promote this,
I should know.
Is it good to? They don't give a fuck whether it's good or not. They just promote it. Yeah.
About money.
Even all these reviewers, people that review things, you start off being truthful, but then what happens is the companies will pull you in, and then they start paying for things for you and giving you things. Now you can't be truthful because the minute you give them a bad review, they cut you off from that money flow.
You know, footballers and stuff with the sponsorship deals and that they have to toe a certain line. They can't speak out
they
and do
can't
things
speak
because
out,
otherwise it
man.
gets taken away from them. Kanye found out. You know?
So you got no integrity, man. So over what? Over the money, man. Anyway,
Yep.
let's continue, man.
For the love of money is the root of all evil.
Not money itself.
Because you need that.
You need money. Money is just money. Real money is literally just time. It's a way of exchanging time, because sometimes what the value that another person has isn't what you want, but then you use money as exactly what it's called, currency. So this man's got apples, I got pears. He don't want the pears, right? So I say, listen, bro, I'll give you this money. He'll take the money and I'll get the apples. Then he could take that money and go to this brother because this brother got the green banana because he wants the green banana. So the money allows exchange to happen when you don't really necessarily want what the other person's offering, but everybody needs the money, so it makes everything liquid. That's what money's there for, right?
Substitute currency, yeah.
It's a currency, man, because everybody ain't always got what somebody else wants. So you gotta make it work somehow. Yeah.
Yep. So which, while some coveted after, that's like almost the damn world now. They're all coveting after this money, man. You know, and doing whatever it takes to get it. You know. They have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows.
Right, because when you focus on the things of this world, you forget that this world needs to be dissolved. You forget the things which are of the Lord. And then now you start transgressing to get those things that you need. Because ultimately, to make it in this world, to the top of this world, you have to do wickedness. You have to sell your soul. You have to sell your integrity. If you want to go higher and higher and higher and higher, next thing you know, like, oh, you want to get that promotion, man's leaning on you to fuck your wife, man. It happens. Listen, man, it happens, man. Or to fuck you. And you're like, but then it's like, you know that, listen, without this guy, you're not going to get that promotion. So then the pressure's on.
You might even lose
and it's
your
like,
job.
oh, I've worked so hard and my dreams are there. Yeah, you better start sucking then. Or deliver up your wife.
You might even lose your job, man. And find some other guy that wants the job, you know? And
That's how it
it's
is in
put you
this
down.
world, man. People sell out their integrity all the time. You go into the pharmaceutical industry, all them top doctors, there gets to a point where you have to choose. Am I going to tell the truth about this product? Or
Risk
am I
not
just
risking
going to
it.
just go with the flow
my
and
job.
go along to get along just to keep my job because I need that money? And that's what happens. Just ignore it and go into delusional mode. It happens in every industry. People turn a blind eye to things. That's how Jimmy Savile got away with what he was getting away with. People just turn a blind eye.
afraid.
I don't want to be the nail that sticks out because I'm gonna get hammered.
This is the book of Proverbs 15 and 16. Better is a little with the fear of the Lord
See it there.
than great treasure and trouble therewith.
There you go. Because in the end, all that technology, you know, that money or whatever you want in this world, without the principles of Yahweh Shai, without the fear of the Lord, it's going to be to your utter destruction anyway. And that's going to be proven. All these people that's got all these things and they're on social media trying to tell you how to live your life because they're living their best life. I'm living my best life. They're going to be living their best nightmare real soon. In fact, a lot of them already are living their best nightmare. They just can't show it to you. Right? None of them are already living their worst nightmare. It's already a nightmare. They just have to keep the appearance going. A lot of these celebrities are already living a nightmare, man. The things they've had to go through, the things they've done, they're empty inside, they're on drugs, everything. But when that camera rolling, they got to put on that front. You don't know what's behind them eyes,
What they've seen.
what they've seen. Next thing you know, man's committed suicide, some of them, because they can't take it. Hey, listen, man, better to keep your integrity, man. That integrity will help you sleep at night, trust me. Now for these man bow out like, and they can't, no amount of baddies can wipe out that, can undo the bowing that they performed.
When you're alone.
When you're alone by yourself, lad. And that taste of cock, yeah, comes into your remembrance, lad. Try to wash it down. Try to wash it down with some fucking, yeah, with some high level
Like,
blue label.
I'm being believed, I'm throwing up in the sink and shit. Looking like Ace Ventura in the show.
Yeah. Fucking hell, that dude's funny, man. Hey, go ahead.
This is about book of Proverbs again, 37. I'm starting from 7. 2 things have I required of thee. Deny me them not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. Feed me with food convenience for me, lest I be full and deny thee, and say, who is the Lord? Or lest I be poor and steal and take the name of Most High in vain.
Right, in this world, the best position to be is really middle class. You know what I mean? You earn that middle class money. I mean, you're good. You're alright, man. Whoa, double butterflies. That middle class money, man, is alright money, man. Yeah, it's alright. You're good. You're good. You don't want to be breadline because you're under pure pressure. Then you got pressure. Then you might be pressured to do some wickedness to get yourself out of that. But then you don't want to be all up in the rich business because that's scumbaggery. That's scumbaggery zone. So you're better off just working your way up to a little middle class level, getting your little like 50, 60 grand, yeah, and holding that. And they class that to be a dusty. Like, fuck these bitches, man. Yeah, right now, but they say that, but you know, the reality is they're gonna have to come.
But they ain't earning shit though.
They ain't earning shit, man.
They ain't fucking earning
You
shit.
start listening. If you're in London, man, don't listen to these women fronting on social media. If you're on like 40, 50K in London, them bitches gonna have to roll. You know what I mean? They gonna you like gold dust to them bitches, man. It's hard to get.
But you know, in this thing, man, you go for ups and downs, man. You know, sometimes you got, sometimes you ain't got.
Oh man,
you know? It happens so often.
Sometimes
you
you
know,
know, I'm bad.
But you have to deal with the cards you got. You know, we're not gonna sit here and it's like, well, I'm so damn bad, man. I need to find this quick rich scheme just to, so I'm not down bad.
So my ass.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, do some madness, because that's what these people would do. That's what they're being convinced to do now. Don't be content with your poor status, because I'm gonna like a prick, you know. They're pricks, right? They're gonna make you feel inferior, so they make you feel like you're worthless, man. You gotta do something. So they're not gonna let you be content with your living. Yeah. So you gotta buy Tate's program, you know, and get rich like him, you know. But that's not the mentality we're meant to be in, man. If we're down bad, and you know, we got a network of care.
A lot of these niggas don't want to work. They're fucking lazy, man.
Yeah.
Niggas is fucking lazy, man.
You know.
When I was in a park the other day, waiting for my daughter, and there was a bunch of niggas in the park, man. Like real niggas, you know, them real thoroughbred niggas, man, in tracksuit bottoms, sitting there smoking weed on their pedal bikes, you know, licking shots and riding backward and forward, talking like animals. And I was just looking at these niggas like, you niggas are waste, man. You're living a real waste man life, but they don't even realize it. They think they're really on some real shit. They're cool. Yeah. It's like, yo, my nigga, go fucking do some work. Go do some scaffolding, blood.
Go cut your grandma's grass.
Yeah, go cut your grandmother's grass, man. Go do some bricklaying, man. Go do some fucking work, man. They were right next to a library. Go read a fucking book, man. Man sitting there with their head down building up a zoo and laughing. And you know, 2 seconds away from another group of niggas running up on them and shanking one of them up, and helicopter having to fly his ass out, man. And I'm just sitting there, like, I'm just thinking, man, these are some real lazy niggas, man, just hanging around in the park. Yeah, listen, when you get into a grown man, there's no way you're gonna get like 11, 12 of you regularly hanging around. That just shouldn't be happening. The chances of getting, if you got a group of brethren, yeah, and for some reason you can all hang around all the time in the same place, you fucking, like, you lazy fucking ass, man. Because then you're working, you ain't got time to link up with your boys like that. Yo, man, I'm on something. You might link up with 2 or 3 or 4 of them at specific times, man. Them niggas was lazy, man. It was like 3 o'clock. You know, no, what time was it? But like 5 o'clock, and I know they've been there all day. Probably just woke up. You know what I'm saying? They ain't brushed their teeth out there rolling up zoots, man. Fucking lazy niggas, man. You know, you can work in this world, man, and then but you retain your integrity, and there's nothing wrong with good, honest work. And if the Lord's dealing with you and you have wisdom and you apply the wisdom and His truth, really you stand out anywhere, and the Lord will start blessing you.
But again, this is a problem with Esau's mind manipulation, man, because he's made it kind of popular to be rappers and fucking gangsters and drug dealers and shit,
lazy
medias and stuff like that, right? He's made that like palatable, so it's not. They think they're cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They think they're cool, innit? They don't think they're they think they're better. They actually think they're better than the guy that goes to work.
Nah, they're idiots,
you know what I'm saying?
If you have wisdom in this world and even in the spirit, man, you could balance yourself. Like I said, it's a balance, man. So there's nothing wrong with having ambition, because sometimes it's worth your while. Like if I got to be in a workplace for like 8 hours, 40 hours a week, I'm better off being a supervisor and getting paid £15 an hour than being a grunt and getting paid £10 an hour. So obviously, I'm gonna elevate myself to supervisor. And once I get supervisor, I learn some skills, I'm looking to be manager. But with balance, man, don't sell your soul for that, man, but there's nothing wrong with that. So obviously, yeah, there's still a little bit of balance, and guess what? If you have that wisdom and understanding, then I'm telling you, the Lord will work with you. The Lord will work with you, and you will get certain opportunities because your mindset's right? And you apply certain principles that you have in the truth, certain disciplines to the world, and you not abusing it, you can get somewhere. So no one ain't saying, oh, okay, well, go find the lowest paid job you can find and then do that for the rest of your life. No one ain't saying that.
Make you work 12 hours a day.
But shit. Don't overdo the thing where you forget that this world is going to be dissolved, man. This truth comes first, the faith comes first, and your principles come first. And then you work with what you can get. And sometimes you be down, but you might not be down for long. The Lord will provide. I'm telling you, the Lord provides opportunities. You know what I'm saying? And you take them opportunities. I've seen it happen with this brother, me, this brother here will happen with other brothers, man. They get opportunity like, wow. Hey, some of you dumb IUIC niggas would be surprised to know what jobs brothers got. You know they call them brothers bums and that.
Yeah.
You'd be fucking surprised some of the jobs that brothers have. You niggas would want them jobs. Them good jobs. Yeah?
Oh, this is a quick one.
Okay, yeah. Cool.
Ecclesiasticus.
Just when you got that debt, you know. Hey, go on, man. Go on.
That pit. Can't get out.
Ecclesiasticus 10 and 9. Why is the earth and the ashes plowed?
Okay, let's go back here. Yeah.
There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man, for such an one setteth his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he casts away his bow.
And that's how you become envious. And a lot of Jake envious, man. They don't want to see other Jake get nothing. Right? They get upset when other people get things that they didn't get. And my daughter was doing that, man. I had to curse her out. Because one of her friends, you know, was getting picked to do certain things that she was trying to do. And she started getting upset. I said, what are you upset for? At least your friend got it. It's better that your friend get it than some random person, innit? Be happy for them and just do better for yourself next time. And when it's your time, the Lord will bless you. But don't be hating. You shouldn't be that upset. You should be still happy for your friend, man. And that's the right mindset, man, that you're supposed to have. It's a balance. Yeah, you might be upset you didn't get the role, but it's like, at least my brother got it. That's how I think. You know, if I apply for the same role as this brother and the brother get the role, I'll be like, okay, I didn't get the role, but at least my brother got it. You know what I'm saying? We up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's the man acting a bit awkward.
yeah,
See it,
oh,
man.
hating, man. And that's how niggas are. Niggas is low-key haters, man. That's why you can't get nothing around niggas. Why you think niggas die all the time?
Yeah, it's true, man.
Niggas die because as soon as a nigga gets something, you target now. Because everyone in the ends is looking at you like, yo, man, I'm getting bare gal now. Man's got a nice whip. There's a couple niggas that's waiting for an opportunity to bring you down a peg. Because they didn't get, instead of being like, oh, good for that dude, man. At least he's uplift, you know, whatever he's doing, let me try and, you know, try and do my thing. Anyway, let's continue. Esau, man. Esau the devil.
Can we just get this before we go?
Yeah.
It's Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. It says, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think on these things.
Yep.
Why is this?
What's wrong?
This is
Yeah, man, you gotta hold your integrity. These are the things that are most important. And even when you're in the workplace, you carry yourself in integrity. You don't be lying and stealing and scheming like these niggas are. You know what I'm saying? And you work, man. That's another thing, man. Niggas in the workplace, oh, Esau's the devil. So listen, man, work. Yeah? Don't be lazy, man. A lot of niggas go to the workplace, act lazy, don't put no effort in, and then wonder why they can't get a promotion, man, and blame the white man.
why they get set.
Listen, let me tell you something. Let me give you some good advice that a Negro gave me. You find a way to make them need you. I'm telling you, it works. You find a way to make them need you, because I'm gonna tell you this for free. There's a lot of dumb motherfuckers out there that ain't good employees, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of guys that ain't worth nothing, man. They're lazy, they're fucked up, they're stupid. If you got that intelligence, you show them you got that intelligence, man. They'll be like, and then you make a way where they need you for something, and they're gonna have to do it.
But another piece of advice: don't show how good you are. Show that you're better than others, but don't show you how good you are.
You gotta balance it.
Because don't man throw everything on you, man, and you don't want that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, it's helped me out a lot of times get certain positions, man. Be inquisitive. You know what I'm saying? Like, watch what the manager's doing, see how you could do it better, and be ready to slide up. You know what I'm saying? And trust me.
Take no place.
Whatsoever thou doest, do it with all thy might, man. Don't be acting like these lazy niggas, man. Niggas do some bullshit, turn up late 50 times a week, get fired, and then blame the white man. Oh yeah, but they didn't fire Jeff. Well, you're giving him an opportunity to fire you because you're acting like an idiot. Of course they're not gonna fire the white boy.
Then you know, you complain, you know, poverty because you can't pay your rent.
Yeah, crying and shit.
Anyway, what it was in verse 11. So Philippians chapter 4, verse 11 says, not that I speak in respect of want, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am, therewith to be content. I know both how to be abased
Right.
and I know how to abound.
You gotta know that you're gonna have ups and downs in this truth, man.
Rough with the smooth.
Oh, I know that, man. You're gonna have ups and downs, man. But in all the ups and downs, what you need to do is retain
Integrity.
your integrity
Faith.
and your faith, man.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's a test. Because both things can be a test. When you're doing bad can be a test of your faith, but even when you're doing good can be a test of your faith.
Yep.
Whether you remain humble and you stick to the cause. That's why through everything you see brothers out here every week, same with the apostles and elders, man, no matter what's going on. Doing the work.
Yeah, we're not gonna be like some other guys, like like Captain Desariat.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
take the
things-
winter off and all that.
Well, he was saying what he's saying to was it polite things greater than God. He was talking about his businesses and stuff like that. His oil, what he was selling. You know, he's got bigger, so-called bigger things on his mind.
He's got bigger fish to fry.
Right? He's got bigger things on his mind, man, and that's the biggest thing on our mind is his truth.
Yeah, and the ministry.
You know, that's the biggest thing on our mind. But for Tazariak and guys like that, Yohanan, these guys, they got other things in play, man, that they'd rather direct their energy to.
And then it
you know?
shows, because then the ministry suffers and
yeah.
the doctrine suffers, because that pride and the iniquity creeps in, and then it brings what? Error. Next thing you know, you find yourself saying that a man should commit adultery, blood. You're telling a man that he should pop a nut from another man's wife for revenge. Revenge adultery, blood. Which part of the game is that?
Wait, what law is that? You know
That
what I'm
man
saying?
done, that means your heart done fallen all the way away from. Because who's their maker now? Johanna. That same dude is on saying if you own a chair, Johanna owns a chair. What kind of man? Yo, what does some man, Bridget? Man said, I see the clip, yeah. Yes, I don't know. I said it. Yes, one sent me the clip, yeah. Fucking man's like, if you own the chair, then General Johanna owned the chair.
So that applies to everything then?
Right, the earth is Johanna's and the fullness thereof. That's that blood clot, like.
You know, their woman's Johanna's as well. Like, what the
Yo,
fuck,
everything, blood. The man said if you own a chair in your yard, it belongs to Johanna, man.
bro? Oh, fuck it,
Bomber clot, blood. I thought the Bible speaks about
that's that devil's
possessions,
advocate shit,
man. Law, inheritance rights, blood. What's wrong with these man, blood? These men are some joke brothers, but they're caught up in that cult of personality. Yeah. Their heart has departed from the Most High, and it's really caught up in Johanna and what he's providing them niggas, man, which is money and prestige and punana. Yeah? Go on,
Says, I know both how to be a base and I know how to abound everywhere and in all things.
Yeah, that's
in all
true.
things.
And that's part of being a man too. And you know what, man, as a man, and that goes back to even learning how to traverse this world. In this world, right, you gotta learn how to go through that grunt shit, man. And that's and that's why I'm saying, like, having that wisdom, even in this truth, can even apply in the world if you use it correctly. Like, I've worked all kind of jobs. I've worked grunt work because I needed to. I put in that work, but then I've worked much better jobs. You know what I'm saying? But even when I was doing the grunt work, I weren't depressed and crying. I just got on with it, man. You have to have that mentality as a man. And that's another thing a lot of these niggas they ain't got, man. They don't know how to take that sacrifice and put in that hard graft, man. That's why they're sitting in the park, man. You know, burning rocks in their tracksuit bottoms, man.
So, and everywhere and in all things I am instructed both to be full and to be hungry, to be able to deal with both.
Yeah.
You know, if time calls for it, you know, if the Most High calls for that, your situation right now, you got to deal with that.
Be disciplined, yeah.
You know, it don't mean you're gonna, stay that way, but you know, right now that's what you're dealing with, innit? So, you know, be a man about it, gird up the loins, man, and just deal with it, man, like a man. You know, let's sit there complaining and bitching and do something, you know. Do what you know what's necessary, what's what's righteous to do. All right.
Yeah. Remember that the Lord said He will give you daily bread. So sometimes you get into a bad way, and I've had it personally, man, and it can make you feel like down and depressed. But that's a demon, man. You need to come back and remember. Listen, man, the Lord is gonna. If I sit here all depressed and that ain't helping nobody. So what do you need to do? Remember the scriptures. Remember the Lord is gonna provide a way, and that's part of having faith. And lo and behold, things are gonna work out.
Yep.
As dark as it may seem, things are gonna work out, and then you'll see it. And that's the Lord teaching you. Look, I brought you down there, but I brought you up. And I could bring you down there again, and I could bring you up again. And so you start learning to have that faith where those ups and downs affect you less. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
It doesn't matter.
because you're like, rah, I know I'm down right now, but boy, I just gotta keep moving forward, man.
Yeah.
And the Lord got me, man. You know, trust in the Lord.
Yep.
What's that song? Trust and obey.
It says both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need.
Yeah.
Right? And sometimes, and that's what the brother is there for from time to time, man. You need to, you know, someone to lean on. You know, the brotherhood there. Some brother might have that good job. You know what I'm saying? In times where you don't have that such a good time with it, you know.
Yeah, man.
They's able to help out in certain situations, man. You know, and we're all here for, you know, different reasons, different purposes, doing our own things, man. And you know, the Lord can have anything happen and use his brother for that thing, or you know, whatever, you know, wherever it needs to be, you know. And
keep us surviving until we're delivered, and that's really what it's all about. The focus has to always be on the coming deliverance, and that's the key. Once you take your eye off that deliverance,
distractions.
with scripture speak about that, you know, the Lord delayeth his coming.
Yeah.
And we've seen that, man. Guys get tired, man, and then that's when niggas start making excuses. Really, they don't want to do this truth no more. They might be in the down bad point.
Too long, yeah, for them.
You know, we've been there, man. I've been in down bad points, man. Whoa, you know, listen, listen, man. I've been down bad, yeah. And then so you feel bad, man. You're like, oh man, I'm hurting. I'm in a bad situation. All of a sudden, you start blaming the ministry, blood. You get me? You start blaming the truth. It's the truth's fault. Instead of analyzing, like, where did I go wrong? Like, how can I improve?
It's holding me back.
Yeah, the truth. now all of a sudden it's like, rah, like if I went in this truth, I could have had my MMA career, or I could have been doing this.
Music
or
and...
You start blaming the truth for your bad decisions or your situation, instead of like, now all of a sudden you're gonna find a problem with one of the brothers. We've seen it happen. Oh no, this brother here, but I don't like the way that brother talked to me, you know. And then that's the one thing.
Yeah.
And then it will build up into a bigger thing, to the point where you could go, oh, you know what, man? Listen, man. I don't want to be in this camp no more because this person, he farted, or you know what I mean, he did something, yeah. And it's all an excuse, and then it'll be like, oh, because GMS, they didn't want me to spend no time with my woman. Oh, they could start coming up with some mad things like, oh, GMS didn't want me to spend time with my family. Like, bro, hold on, what? And then what they'll do is then they'll start. The ministry now becomes about attacking brothers that were in GMS. So it's like they're gonna be doing videos showing us how to teach the right way, and
just to justify their own reasons for leaving.
And that'll go on for about 4 to 6 months, and then it will be like a video every like 3 days. Then it'll go to like a video every like week,
once a month.
Then it's once a month, and then you don't see them niggas no more. Right? Where's what's it called? What's that dude? The Hamite, the writer nigga, Mike the Hamite. Where's Mike the Hamite? He became a serial scoffer thing. Wasn't going on the street no more. Weren't doing the ministry. The MMA don. You know the one over there in the, I think it was Bay Area or something. He wanted to do MMA. Most of these dudes, they find a reason. The Lord delayeth his coming. They losing faith. They don't like the situation they're in their life. They start, the pride of life gets to him. Oh, I could have got these women, or I could be doing this, or I could be doing that, right? And then they start finding a way to exit out of the truth. Nah, you gotta be able to balance yourself.
Tell me what you do up here.
We're teaching the Bible.
Yeah, but why are you in the church? Why are you here?
Because we chose to
Because
be
we
here.
want to be. That's why.
Yeah, but what good? What is the purpose? Why aren't you in the church, or why aren't you somewhere else?
We are the church. The church isn't a building. The church is a people.
I know, but please don't be aggressive to me. Sounds like you've been aggressive.
No, I'm not being aggressive. I'm just talking. Yeah, but
I can't, because my serious injury, I can't talk any other way. So if I'm talking loud, I'm not shouting. I just can't talk any other way.
that's all right. I'm not offended. Yeah, we're here just we're teaching.
So
in
you're
the
not
open.
taking taking films of what you want to share in your church.
We are. We're filming right now. We're live.
Oh, that's why I'm asking.
Oh.
Why you're here? You're here because you want to film for the church. inside the park.
Yeah.
That's the answer. The answer isn't aggressive answer like we are church.
We are.
Sounds aggressive to me. What you should say is we have a purpose of being here because we want to share on the computer with the church. So we're recording for the church. This is recording. That's your answer, and that's the best answer.
Okay, all right.
Now I'll tell you something.
Okay.
So wait, please.
Well, you haven't even introduced yourself
Yeah,
to them.
I'm doing it now.
Okay.
5 years ago, I used to be a really heavy cyclist, and I was on my cycle, but a car crashed into me. I ended up in the hospital for about 8 months. I didn't wake up for 3.5 months. I was fully asleep for 3.5 months. The whole hospital said, we expect him to die. They thought I was going to die. I didn't die. Why didn't I die? I didn't die because I've been a Christian for a long time. And because I was a Christian, God knew I was already saved. And God also knew that I'm heavily involved in writing computer messages of the Bible. I'm heavily involved in writing messages on the computer to many people. That was my experience, and the only thing I can think of, why am I still alive? Because when I realised now the job I was doing wasn't completed, I still had things to do, and I had even more important things to say now about my resurrection from expected death. I was expected to die, I didn't die, so I have a message to share. And my message to share is about ways that Jesus can save us from can save us from death, and he also can continue speaking and elevate what you're doing before. So my message before my accident compared to my message now is much stronger and better. I can't talk very well. There's many things about my life that's a mess, but put me in front of the computer and I'm better than I've ever been before. I'm better in front of the computer than ever before in my life. How can I be that way? I can be that way because the power of God has come upon me and changed and transformed me. Just so you know my writing, this is my message. Have a look. It'd be great if you can share it in your church as well. The work you're doing, if you can share that in your church, of the miracle power of the healing power of God. The healing power of God is here now. It's not just imaginary preaching because we believe it's true. There is evidence. I'm now example of evidence. I'm evidence of the power of the resurrected Jesus. I know he's alive because of my experiences, and that's why I'm writing.
Okay.
And I want you to share that with other people. So when people say, how do you really know what you're saying is true? You don't just say, oh, because I believe it. You say it because I know, I've seen it. I've got evidence. There's people who've been raised from the dead. That is your message. Not, oh, I believe it's true. Hardly anyone's going to believe you if you just say, oh, I believe it's true. They need evidence. They need to see evidence. There's the evidence. Yeah?
Okay, respect for that, man.
You are going to read and share it amongst yourself, aren't you?
Yeah, we're going to
So
read
what
it a bit
church are
later.
you then?
Yeah, and share it with the old church.
We're the
please.
Hebrew Israelites. We're the Hebrew Israelites.
What do you hear? Are you Israelis?
No, Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah, what do you mean Israelis?
We are the Hebrew, the people
Sons of
that's in the
Jacob.
Bible. The descendants
Bible-
of the Israelites.
Maybe Hebrew is not Jewish. Hebrew is in the New Testament. The
Yeah.
book of Hebrews.
All right.
The
Well,
Hebrew what?
The Hebrew Israelites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that seems like you're only mentioning the Hebrew Bible. What about the rest of the books of the Bible?
No, we believe in the whole Bible.
Yeah, but Hebrew, what you're saying, you give the impression you only believe in Hebrews.
No. We're saying we are the Hebrew Israelites, the people of the Bible.
You should say, we are the Hebrew Israelites plus the whole Bible.
Okay.
Yeah, we believe
So
in the
that
Bible.
you've got the old Bible in there, not just just a book of, what's the book again?
Hebrew Bible.
Hebrews, yeah. My
Why you-
memory's not very good. That's why I need to see
Yeah,
the
actually,
writing.
because
I've got terrible
Mr.
memory. I just
Ian.
can't remember words very well.
I hear
So when
you.
I'm in the front of the computer and I've got the words in front of me, I'm far better.
No worries, man. Well, we got
Take
to
care.
comment, but thanks
have a
for.
good-
And it'd be
day.
good if you could email me to say what work you're doing with it. Yep.
So are you
So
so
email me. My email's on there.
Yeah, I
Email
see the
me
email.
to say what you're doing so I can pray for you and get involved. Yeah.
Alright.
Are you
Thanks.
showing
God bless
in,
you.
Have a
in
good day.
TikTok or in
Let me hold you.
YouTube? Your
Yeah, we're the
testimony?
Hebrew Israelites on YouTube, man.
Okay, yeah. Well, God bless your ministry then. Yeah, we are Christian as well. So, and I've been
Thank you.
I've been to Israel as
Uh-huh.
a missionary. So
Me too.
yeah, so God bless what you are doing.
Thank you,
and-
thank you.
Yeah,
I see in the Bible
yeah, okay.
the last 7 years will be a time when Christians will be taken up to heaven, and those left behind will be Jewish people. So Jewish people will come to salvation in the last 7 years, while we're up in heaven, and
Okay.
they will preach, and the third of the Jews, the third of all Jews will be saved through their ministry during that last 7 years. That is my message.
See, that's
Okay.
in America, isn't it?
That's a part. Sorry, that's not my message. That's a small part of my message.
All right, man. You have a good day.
Yeah, you too. And thank you for listening to him.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
Actually, in summary, he had been in comatose and then he had full amnesia for a year, and now that he recovered, so that's why he is so like this
That's
now.
Deuteronomy 32 and 39. Man.
Yeah, so that's the miracle that he really wanted to share.
Yeah. That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, just God bless. Continue what you're doing.
Thank you very much.
Those people never thought I was going to be able to walk like this again. So the power of God has helped me walk as well.
That's
Not
beautiful,
very,
man.
not perfectly now. If I was perfect, I might suffer a bit. I'm getting massive help because of my illness. If I didn't have the illness and I've lost my job and I haven't got a job and I've got no income, what am I going to do? So because of the situation I'm in, God has helped me immensely to be cared for. If I would like to be totally healed, but if I'm totally healed, will I get any more money? I'll probably end up dead because nowhere to live, no money, no earnings. I can't earn anything. That could happen. That's why I need care. God's given me this amazing care right now.
That's good, man.
Okay, God
All right.
bless you.
No worries. You have a good day.
See you in heaven
Take care.
then.
Yeah, that's that. Deuteronomy 32, 39, man. Is what it is. All right, go on. Where was we, man?
I just
Hey, it's
want-
funny because we were talking about earlier. We were talking about the miracles and raising from the dead, man. Anyway, Lord, got him preserved for judgment, but it's still it's the Lord, you
This
know.
is the thing, isn't it? Like the Most High does good and He does evil, man. So I was gonna say to him,
Yeah,
there's no point in it,
I was gonna start the guys like, you know what I mean.
you know,
I mean, he's
because
stuck on it.
he got revived because he's a Christian or whatever. innit? But what about the wicked that get revived and resuscitated and things like
Yeah,
that?
that is the wicked. You know what I mean?
from his perspective, obviously. innit?
yeah. That is the
You know,
wicked, you know.
because the Lord does everything. That's the thing. Most High is in control of all things, man. Life and death and maiming and all kinds of things, right? So, you know, just because you stayed alive, don't mean because you're right with the Lord. It just means you're preserved.
Man's-
It wasn't your time yet.
Man's really putting in work with the computer anyway, man. Anyway,
I mean, it just wasn't your time yet, and so judgment's reserved, man. So you might go through things in life just to end up still with a bad end.
yeah,
You know, which is
yeah.
going to be the case for most people.
Yeah, but
You know.
the Lord ain't dealing with him, man.
Yeah.
You know, it's what it is, man. But that's the Lord could do that, man. You got that?
Yeah.
Go.
It's the book of First Samuel.
What am I meant to do, man? Jump on the guy where the guy
Yeah,
he's already
he's-
down
he's-
bad,
yeah,
man.
he's ill and, you know.
He's messed up.
Yeah.
Man, they can't add more judgment onto Go.
This is First Samuel 2:6. The Lord kill us and make us alive.
Yeah. That's it.
And that's to all people.
That's it.
You
So
know.
he had that crash. The judgment of the Lord, man. But
Lord,
the Lord,
Lord orchestrated
the
the
Lord
crash.
wounded him. Yeah. The Lord didn't want him to die, man, because he wanted it to prolong his life, man. Now, whether it be for good or evil, it'll be known in the end.
Yep. That's it.
You know. He still has the Lord. Yeah, he right. The Lord has a purpose for him. Now that purpose ain't for the ministry because he's promoting lives, but like we spoke earlier about Esau's purpose. You know what I mean? The Lord sometimes even preserve devils to continue doing their devilry.
That's right.
You know, that's how it be like that. You know, the Lord does have a mission for him. You know, and that's that, man. You know, so like, yeah, that shows you both sides. You know. All right. So where was we?
Yeah, it's got one more verse.
Yeah, go on.
Philippians 4 and
Coming in looking like Ali.
14. Says, notwithstanding, ye have well done. Ye have well done that ye did communicate. No, what?
You must have.
I've lost my place. It's verse 13, it's lucky, right? It's the end of the Philippians, right? 4 and 13. I can do all things through Yahweh Shai, which strengtheneth me. So no matter what your condition is in life, whether you're down bad, you're doing all right, blah, whatever it is, you know, whatever the situation, the Lord has strengthened you, man, to get through.
Overcome it.
Yeah, to deal with it. Because, like I say, even having too much money is like a burden sometimes, man.
The Lord might take some of that money.
You know what I'm saying? So you have to have the right, you know, mindset, the right mind frame, man. And that has to be given to you in the spirit, man. So you have to deal wisely with having such possessions
Can have too
or
much gal.
whatever. Exactly.
We're gonna take a few of them gal off you.
All right. So you have to be able to, you know, in wisdom, deal with it correctly. So you have to be, you know, Lord, give you the spirit to be able to discern certain things and deal with things correctly, man. But, you know, like I said, things go up and down in life, man.
Otherwise, you end up like these bug outs or these guys that manipulate the ministry for their own intention, and then you see what comes of that. IUIC, ICPK, you know, they start manipulating the ministry for their own agenda, man, through the pride of life. And it usually goes back to the pride of life, what we were talking earlier, the covetousness, where it's like you have a lifestyle that you want to live, and that's the pride of life. And that's what people are filled with now, the pride of life. Everybody wants to be a king, but they don't really want to go through the right procedures, the right ways to be it, man.
I've got that preset here.
Yeah, go on.
It's from 1 John chapter 2, verse 15. It says, love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes, covetousness, right? And the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof. But he that doeth the will of God abideth forever.
With the will of God. And in order to do the will of the Lord, you have to recognize the Most High. That's for the fear of the Lord. Okay. So where was you was holding Sirach 10 and 30. Yeah, let's go back into that. Yeah, go on.
It's a book of Ecclesiasticus 4 and 18. To labor and to be content with that a man hath is a sweet life, but he that findeth a treasure is above them both.
Right, and really this truth is a treasure that you found. And you have to look at it like that. You have to look at this truth like a treasure that you found. And like I said,
it's the greatest of treasures.
Yeah, they didn't see it that way. So then all of a sudden, they start thinking about the MMA career they could have had.
Yep.
This, what they could have done with all them Saturdays that they had.
The medals of respect they would have got in the world.
And then they start talking the bagger thing, man. Oh, you know, GMS. Like, I was sitting there, like, watching the video of my woman's downstairs, my kids, and he's just like, rah, somebody should have told me. Like, they start making shit up, man. Like, nobody said you couldn't spend time with your family, bro. Brother spend time with their family. They could take it. You know, they said you couldn't take your kids to the park, but the ministry is important. Well, no, what it really is nigga, you lost faith and you don't want to be under the discipline. You really want to be on your way out. So now we're gonna find some kind of reasoning to do that. They might love their balloons now, blood. Degenerate.
And if that's what you really did think, that is, you know, this truth was somehow hampering you from doing certain things.
Yeah, just say that and leave, man. But nah, they gotta try and
it's not me, but like, we talk a lot about balance in this truth, man. Because otherwise you will go crazy, innit?
Yeah,
if you haven't got balance, you will go crazy, right? And it's these guys that just never learn that or don't understand it, you know? They're too uptight with certain things, right? You know, and what does the scripture say about being over righteous? Over much. Why destroyest thyself? Yeah. That's what happens to these guys. But these lusts that they have, they can't control them, ultimately, right? Because they probably came in this thing thinking, oh yeah, a few years, be out here, your house is on the way. Yeah, and that's a good mindset to have.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you have to wait as long as it takes.
Because the scripture says, hope deferred maketh the heart sick.
Yeah. You know, but you have a strong mindset
to deal with
that. When it doesn't happen on your terms, man. This thing is not about us, not about what we want.
Yeah, be humble.
You know,
and wait patience, and
Patience.
it's just suffering.
And the scripture speaks about losing patience.
That Yoda thing, blood.
Yeah.
Suffering.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what you have to learn to do. You know, and work through it.
So you got to strike that balance, and that balance isn't the same for every brother. And this is another thing. Like you're looking at this guy, or he does this or whatever.
Everyone
Watch
catches
yourself,
their own
innit?
hell, and
Watch
they-
yourself, innit?
They go through these different things, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they go through different. Brothers go through different things, man. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's carry on.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus
Well, Rain Man came over here. There we go.
10 and the
Demons hand.
Say it later. Say it later.
Whether that is ready to get a chip. Innit?
We need it. Neuralink's online now, innit? So you know they got the human testing approval now, FDA approved.
And get a surrogate.
Ecclesiasticus 10 and 12. The beginning of pride is when one departs from Most High,
Right, when the one departs from the Most High, read on.
and his heart is turned away from his Maker. For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that has it shall pour out abomination.
Right, when you got pride, you're gonna start doing abominations unto the Lord and justifying it, as we see. Oh, you're born this way, or how can you justify two man? How can you justify that, blood? And you're meant to be science. You're meant to be into science. Which part of biology is that, brother? Explain it to me. Explain it to me. It don't even make sense. How can you justify it? Oh, it's a man in a woman's body. How?
Ghost in
How
the
is that
shell.
even scientific? What kind of ghost in the shell? What kind of madness is this? Now you just basically making it up as you go along, which is what they're doing.
Justification? That's what it is.
And that's, you see, the society is abominable, man. Abominable. Lesbians walking around like studs. Like, what are you doing? You
What is your purpose?
you're literally a woman, blood. Are you even trying to pretend to be a man? That's foolishness. You got a vagina, like, just calm down. There's no point.
Got none of the
You're setting
attributes.
yourself up to fail. You're setting yourself up to fail. It's like, it's instant failure
And everything.
in everything. Like, it's like, why? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's just abominable, man. Like, now you see gal with two men. How does that make sense, man? That's abominable. Yeah, bestiality, abominable. Yeah, you see man eating all kind of foul animals and beasts. It's abominable, man. But that's what happens when you divert away from the Heavenly Father, man. You start doing things which ain't convenient.
Yeah, Romans 1.
There's no convenience in that, man. But you're doing it with all the technology. You still don't make it convenient. You're doing it with all the luxury brands. It don't matter how you dress it up. It's not inconvenient, and it leadeth on to death and destruction, man. I don't care how much money you spent on them oysters. It's not convenient, man. Slurping down that, and then getting tapeworms and all that sushi, and then getting, you know, disgusting, man. Adultery, disgusting. It's disgusting. You're breaking a covenant. You can't live in a world where covenants are easily broken, because then you live in a world where there's no trust.
Trust.
Don't you understand that? Like, you can't live in a world where people can renege on everything.
And this is the problem.
This is the problem.
This is the problem. There's no trust in it.
How can you got to value contracts? You can't just renege. And then if you renege, then what's the point of making a contract then?
Yep.
If man's gonna renege on the contract, then there's no point. You can't trust no one. You can't trust nothing anyone says. Their word is not their bond. Then how can you live in that world? And that's the world we live in right now. You can't trust nobody. You can't trust nothing. But you're supposed to live in a world where you can trust. Because guess what? We don't live in a world by ourselves. We were never meant to live in a world by ourselves. If God wanted us to live in a world without trust, he would have put you on a planet by yourself. Then you wouldn't trust no one. But guess what? Life cannot actually exist with you by yourself. No, there's a saying, no man is an island. You need your family, you need the community, because shit can't happen when you need someone else to do something for you. No one is independent. That's a lie. You're independent until you bust yourself up, then you need someone to come and help you up, don't you? You need someone to fix you up. Or when you don't, no one can know everything. So you need someone that knows something that you don't, or has an experience. No one can be experienced and skilled in everything. This brother gonna have to have, everything takes time. I can't be an expert on what this brother's in and be an expert on what I'm in. So guess what? I'm an expert in this, so I hope you will do this. And that's how it was in the islands, man. Man need to build a house. When my granddad built his house, he was a sailor man. He did certain things himself, but then you have a brethren is a roofer, and the brethren haul off a roof, and then a next man do the concrete, and the next man, and that's how they worked on the islands. Everyone built their house because different people had expertise and would come and help and do this and do that. You can't do everything by yourself. So the Lord gave us law, statutes. It tells you that law, statutes, commandments between a man and his wife, and a man and his children, and among men. So we know how to operate between each other with a standard. And when you got that standard, everything's beautiful. When you keep that standard, then there's no bullshit. There's no stealing. There's no defraudment. There's no breaking of contracts. You feel me? There's no people getting hurt. Go on up.
For pride is the beginning of sin, and he that has it shall pour out abomination, and therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities,
Right?
and overthrew them utterly.
And that's happened throughout history. That's why the Bible says, "No, is this not of earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short." Man, I had to listen. We've been here and done this. It's just that now it's being repeated again on a grand level to seal the whole deal. But this is a every kingdom has had their glory, their riches, their technology, and man are on top of the game, and they think that everything's good, and they disannul the word of the Heavenly Father, and they're just doing their thing, and they think they're too cool for school, and they got everything worked out. Then wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Them man are gone. Them man are in a museum.
But this is the thing, like this era that we live in is likened unto pre-flood. You know, when the Lord brought the big judgment the first time.
Yep.
We've come full circle again to this point, where the earth is corrupt again.
The Romans, they were doing it big. What happened to them? Man has to go into a museum and then they have to rebuild again. Every kingdom has had to end up in a museum. Every kingdom. Plagues and calamities just took them out. Why is that? And then now they think they're beyond that. Yeah, because man, I got all the technology now, so we're beyond it.
Man still can't stop tsunami. Man still can't stop volcanic eruption. Hurricanes.
Oh, man dying from their diet, bro.
Yeah.
And they got all this technology and they're dying from diet. Man are dying from unbalanced diets, bro. All the technology in the world means nothing when you got pride. All your wisdom you think you have means nothing when you got that pride. Our kingdom, what's the foundation of it? Humility. That's why the Bible says what? The meek shall inherit the earth. What does that mean? We're just going to be walking and crawling on with our bellies on the floor. What does it mean to be meek? It means you're humble. You keep yourself grounded to the proper authorities, man. Beginning with the Most High. The meek shall inherit the earth. The elect are meek. They're humble to the will and the word of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. They don't despise it.
But what does the scripture say also, man? The greater thou art, the more humble thyself.
Yeah.
And we're going to be amongst the greatest. You know?
Lord
but
will.
we're still going to, Lord willing, but we're still going to be on the level, man. You know? We're not going to boast
Esau,
ourselves
man.
beyond our measure.
Gassed.
You know?
So now you ain't got to listen to the law. Ah, fuck that. I'm going to do what I want, man. Smelling yourself because you got silk pajamas on or whatever. You think you're above the Most High and His judgment. You think you could overturn the Lord's word, man. No, you can't do that. Not in a day in your life. Yeah?
The Lord has cast down the thrones of proud princes and set up the meek in their stead.
It's happened many times. Many princes, many kings, great kings, God kings. Xerxes was the great God king. Where's his legacy?
The movie.
Them man are digging up his legacy.
Put man actor in the movie.
Yeah, that's his legacy, like Leonidas. Them man are digging up their tabernacles.
They know that guy more than the actual Xerxes, bro.
His posterity ain't ruling.
Yeah.
They're not doing nothing. What are they doing?
Homes in Baghdad.
You feel me? And Esau's no different. I don't care who he thinks he is, man. He's no different. He's just gonna, you're nothing to me.
He's not any better.
Remember when Blade said to him, Frost, you're nothing to me, but another dead vampire. That's Esau, man. He's just another dude that,
Another heathen, man.
you know, Icarus, man, tried to fly up to the sun,
Burnt.
and he got burnt, man. And wings melted, man, and he fell to the earth like a man. Yeah, go on up.
The Lord has plucked up the roots of the proud nations, and he planted the lowly in their place.
And that's what's going to happen. The Holy Jerusalem is the lowly that's going to be planted in the place of what? America. It's going to, the rulership of the earth is going to switch from America and Esau, Edom, to the Israelites in New Jerusalem, and it's going to happen quick. That's why the scripture says, I beheld Satan falling as lightning. You know how lightning strike, like it's sudden and terrible. That's how them men are going down. And the seat of power is going to be given unto the meek, which are us, and we're going to rule in meekness. What does that mean? As great as we are, as powerful as we're going to be, everything we do is going to be under the discipline of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Everything. We're not going to start elevating ourselves like where we are God. Now we're going to start doing things how we know. How we like is how the Most High like. That's how we're going to be. We're not going to well, you know what, man, we can start, well, we can make pork edible. What? Nah, Rasta, like, nah, no, that ain't going to run. Man, I'm not going to eat the swine because the Most High proclaimed it. That's the thing. We're not going to try kosherize the pig because we're the holy people, so we can make anything holy. You know how niggas are, man.
That's not how it works.
You know, and that's not how it works. That's pride. No, stick to the fundamentals. And once you stick to the fundamentals, nothing can go wrong. You start going outside your fundamentals, that's how you start losing now. And we're never going to lose because the Lord is going to instill those fundamentals within us. That humility.
Yep.
Keep ourselves where we're supposed to be. Not like certain man trying to elevate themselves
Beyond their station,
man. They won't be on their status. Right? Among us, and even going on to Esau. Esau doing too much. Go on up.
The Lord overthrew countries of the heathen and destroyed them to the foundation of the earth.
Yeah, man. Them man have to go dig them up. Half the walls missing, 3/4 of the walls missing. It's done out here. And that's gonna happen to Esau's kingdom. It's all gonna be flattened, beginning with America. America's gonna be turned into a lake of fire. The scripture said the Lord gonna put upon it the lion of confusion, and that's the ultimate disrespect. Because a man don't build for what he builds to be wiped out, innit?
He wants it to last forever.
A man get hurt. Let me tell you, I remember one time my cousin, I used to go around my cousin. You remember Richard, didn't you? I used to go around my cousin, yeah, and he had a little stepbrother type thing going on, yeah. And obviously I'd go there, and then the stepbrother would go there, blah, 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 blah. And I remember one time I went there, man had the Meccano. And he built a Meccano thing. I just broke that up, yeah, and just built my own thing. When man come, man was vexed, man. Yeah, because a man don't want a man to erase a man's thing like that. Esau's gonna get erased. All the hard work, all the sweat, all the pride gone.
Precept, correct?
Go on.
Psalms 49 verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. So Esau thinks he's establishing himself forever. That's what his plan, his idea is.
How disrespectful. You just get wiped out and they don't even know you were there. You're a shadow. You're like a whisper.
Legends of myth.
No glory. I will blot out you. Remember that Xerxes? I'll blot out your names. Go on history. Yeah, it ain't really gonna be no names. It's gonna be general Edomites. Like now they want to glory in the different names. Oh, George Washington. I mean, that history will be recorded, but no one ain't gonna be George Washington.
Lord, this
is just Edomites. You know what I mean? Like, there's none of them that need to really be specially mentioned or remembered. That's why the Bible says the seed of the evildoers shall never be renowned, man. Now the names of the disciples is gonna be under the gates of the most treasured city in the multiverse. Yeah, their names are gonna be remembered and glorified specifically. Eternalized. But George Bush and these Edomites that try to glorify, like, ain't nobody gonna remember them specifically. Fuck these dudes, man. These dudes were just walking rats. Rats with 2 legs.
Basis of all men.
Scum. Yeah, that tried to turn men into women and women tried to give people fake vaginas and penises, man, when they already existed. And like, you know what I mean? Like,
I thought he was intelligent.
He thought he could do it better, man. Yeah, got these man life so degenerate that they just lacking all productivity in life, man. wasting a lot of the youth now. They waste their teenage years.
They're ready to be controlled.
Dumb down, man. And it's true, even when we were growing up, you look back here, you spent a lot of time doing fuckery.
Bullshit, yeah.
When you could have had a little bit of fun, but you really should have been
More.
focused on doing things and building. Like, this society's messed up, man.
And that's the generations that they've gone by. It's got worse and worse, right?
Yeah.
Because our poor parents and their parents, they were doing a lot of this bullshitting. You know, because things were hard, and things were tough back then. They had to do shit, man.
fucking around,
Here, life as it is made people soft and just wasteful.
Degenerate.
Yeah. You know.
You know, that cost of living gonna catch up. You know that.
Ecclesiasticus 10 and 17. He took some of them away and destroyed them, and has made their memorial to cease from the earth.
See, that's it. See, that's what we're just saying. The memorial to cease from the earth, man. All this greatness, like the Donald Trump Tower. Fuck Donald Trump, man. That ain't gonna be remembered in 1,000 years, 2,000 years, not even 100. I'm not talking about 1,000 years, not even 20 years, man. I ain't gonna remember these pussy holes, man. These people, what have they done? Nothing. They're not men of renown. Tell you who they're gonna remember: Moses, King David. Great men. Guys ain't got no great men. They're great demons, man. Great devils, pedophiles.
Be like fucking Voldemort, innit? The name that should not be spoken. You know?
And if you do talk about them, it's just nothing but disgust and despise. And that's how they're going to remember. The Edomites are going to be despised by all men for all eternity. They're going to be like an example. Like it'll be a disrespect to call someone an Edomite. If you call someone an Edomite, they're probably going to want to fight you. Like, what? What? Like, now you call someone a dog, and the worst thing to call someone is going to be an Edomite. Like, what? You calling me? Nah, man. Fuck that, man.
Not for the honor of my family.
You can't call me one of them fucking rats, one of them demons, man, them batty boys that was sniffing farts and having, women shit in their panties and mail it to them and that. Like, how the fuck?
Yeah, it's the worst of all things, man.
Fuck you, one of them people, man. Them perverse demons, man.
It makes the thing in on the food and the cake as well. I mean the behind stuff,
Oh, that's it, the behind stuff. Yeah, fuck these people, man. They ain't gonna be renowned for nothing. Right now, they want to be known as the smartest and the trailblazers. They're just gonna be remembered for anti-life equation, blood. They're just gonna remember as the people that tried to fight against God, and people are gonna be like in awe, like, wow, them man were that stupid. Like, how? Them man thought they could buck up against the Most High. But
this?
The greatest of fools. The greatest of fools. That's what Esau's legacy is going to be, that great fool that no longer gets to enjoy the mangoes and the oranges and the sunshine and all the good things that this paradise has to offer, because he got ejected, man. He on the outside looking in now. He out the party, he out the club, man.
And you're gonna forget everything that they ever knew about this place and how things tasted.
Hey, that's why Cain said my punishment is worse than I can bear, because this is, believe it or not, this is supposed to be paradise, and it is, man. The fruits, the things, the experiences, the people, having a good time. It's here, man, for you. Esau ain't gonna get none of that. He's gonna have a bad time for about 1,000 years. He's gonna learn the worst of it. It's gonna be hell for him, not Idan. He's gonna see Idan.
Could be hell.
and then get done away with, man. He ain't gonna get, the pleasure that comes with sleep. None of that. Go on,
Soundness in his body.
Ecclesiastes 10 and 18. Pride was not made for men, nor furious anger for them that are born of a woman.
Right. Pride was not made for men, nor furious anger, man, and that's a big problem. The toxic masculinity. Guys think being masculine means you're hyped up of testosterone and super aggressive and act like a fool. No, that's a man that lacks control of his own body, because you got the body down here, then you got the body here. You got to control the emotions, man. Enough men are in jail because they couldn't control their emotions, man. They acted out and wild out, and then now they're sitting there in jail thinking, "Rah, I should have just thought about it." Yeah, that's because you've been a bitch.
Took a second, man.
Yeah, you let your
Emotions.
you thought being masculine means you just fly off the handle. like a wild animal. No.
They have to fight in every situation.
A
Man.
true man has it on tap. You know how to turn it down and turn it up under your control. That's how a man should be. Under discipline.
I think that Peterson dude, man, he said something good about that.
Oh, good man has to be dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah, he has to have the capacity to
be
be violent or
dangerous and
whatever.
violent.
Yeah.
But you have to have it under control.
Mm.
And that's what that Jake lacks, man. Cause that's that effeminate spirit
Default mode.
that masquerades as masculinity.
Mm.
Oh, what would you say, fam? And next thing you know, the
Rage.
man shanking a man up, and it was just over a look or something in you know what I mean? And
It's really just brutish.
just mad.
Yeah.
And now someone's dead, you're in jail, and it's just like, brother,
crying and
you
shit.
could have just worked around that.
That's a more amicable.
Yeah, it
you know,
didn't have to be
solution.
like that, but you know, you're over, your pride is too much. You know, now you look stupid.
Mm.
Inside with man with bare foot and arse, blood. That's all it is.
Lusted.
Sitting down. Thinking, you know. Go on
Ain't
up.
seen pussy for years.
Man pussy, that's what they got now.
Yeah, that's it.
Go on up.
They that fear the Lord are a sure seed, and they that love him are an honorable plant. They that fear the Lord are a sure seed, and they that love him an honorable plant.
Right, when you have honor, you have a sense of duty. Right? Honor, the word honor means value, and your value comes from what it is you do. So there's no use being a prince, but you don't perform the duty of being a prince. That means you lack honor because you're not living up to your duty. There's no point being a wife, which is an honorable position, if you're not performing the duties of a wife. When you neglect the duties of a wife, now you're just proud because you're expecting you're expected to have the benefits without the duty. Anytime you have a station and that goes to the highest of stations, the worse it gets. If you're gonna be a king, the king isn't just about getting your dick sucked. Some man think that's what it's about. Yeah, I'm the king, so
Do what I want.
I just do what I want and get my dick sucked all day. You know, I'm just gonna sit there with your like just pure lust. Bro, when you're a king, bro,
You gotta look after the citizens, man.
you gotta mind your kingdom. That's why you're king. And then there's the perks, you know, the women, the money and all that stuff. But those are the perks. But that's not the actual
job.
value. That's not the
job.
job. That's not the duty. Your duty as a king is to your people, to do the role of a king, to be a judge, to be prudent.
To serve and to protect.
But when you're filled with pride, all you care about is
Yourself.
being the king and
Yourself,
I'm the man. But then you forget about what comes with that.
Yep.
So you lack the humility.
And
to
that's the
do
difference between a
it.
good king and a bad king.
That's the difference. One is humble and knows the gravity of his situation and the duty, and the other one don't give a fuck about the duty. He only cares about the fact that he could tell people what to do.
Yep.
Like General Yohana, that's why he wants your chair. Because he don't give a fuck. He don't care about the duty that to do what the Lord told him to do. He wants to just be the man. Some people, that's it. They just want to be the man. They want all the perks, but none of the responsibilities.
Yep.
Yeah? That's how it is nowadays. People just want the positions and the good things that come with it.
Great
That's
power.
pride.
Great power comes with great responsibility, man.
That's how it's gonna be.
Yep.
Like when we're ruling in the kingdom, we're actually gonna be building kingdoms, man. We're not gonna be having sex all day. That's how, you know what I mean? Like, we're not gonna just all day just playing games and having sex.
But this is why the world's gonna turn back to I done.
Yeah,
Because it's gonna be managed properly.
you have to manage. You're gonna have work to be doing, but it's not gonna be work as in slave work.
Scrubbing floors and whatever.
But it is a form of work.
different judiciary.
You gotta do
office,
judgments. You gotta say
Yeah.
like, okay, I want this built. Okay, should this be built like this? Hey, come show me the plans.
Plans, yeah.
What's the virtue of this? And that's what I said. Like, even now, when you're in this world, you analyze things from a prince level because the Lord is giving you an opportunity to see things from the bottom and to see what works and what don't work. Sometimes I
understanding
just
of good and evil.
the understanding how things work. The system, like me and this brother were here, talking about the train system and the internet system the other day. Today,
Yeah.
and we were like, oh, we're trying to figure it out. Like, oh yeah, man, how does it work and that. I watch documentaries like that. Like, how does that work? Is that good? How should it be? How could it be better? That's the nature of a king, of a prince. Now, if you're just sitting around getting your dick sucked all day, that's all you're gonna know is how to
Anything
get your
like
dick
that.
sucked.
Yeah, yeah.
Meanwhile, your kingdom is just gonna be falling to shit because you ain't doing your job. You ain't in your place. So in the kingdom, we're gonna be ruling most of the time. I know I am. I'm gonna be on shit. Like, oh, okay, what's happening over here? Like, okay, what's going on over there? Like, come, bring me my report. Man have to come up to me in the morning. Like, what's the order of the day? What have you done? What did you achieve yesterday? Is everything up to schedule? That's gonna be my fun. Ain't gonna be like work for me. I love working shit out. How should we build this sewage? How should we set up the sewage in my compound? How can we deal with it? How are we gonna provide the water? How are we gonna store the water? Let's do this, man. Let's get shit done. How can I build a great city? You don't build a great city just getting your dick sucked and eating food all day. It doesn't work.
Precept.
Go on, man.
It's Proverbs 29 verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Whoso loveth wisdom rejoiceth his father. But he that keepeth company with harlots, his dick sucked, right? Spending his substance, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you're concerned with, man. You're just
Yes,
wasting
yeah.
money and shit.
We are gonna enjoy the luxuries of life, but we're gonna be kings, and those luxuries of life is as a perk to our main role, which is actually the rulership.
Yep.
Which is running shit, man, getting shit done, running the economy, like the elder Ariella would say, running the economy, running the commerce, overseeing what's going on the earth, man, as the sons of the Heavenly Father, man.
Yep.
A lot of mans, you know, all they think about is having multiple wives. That's great, but that's just how it's gonna be. That's a perk, isn't it? But what about the rulership, man? Don't you look at that like I can't wait to do that too? You know what I'm saying? Like I really want to know, like, what can I do with some land? You know what I'm saying? Like, what can I build? Like, how can I make this thing look like Asgard? You know what I'm saying? Hey, and that's in certain ways that's a great thing. Like a lot of kings throughout history, they were obsessed with these things, man. Certain times their wives didn't see them because man's more like, it's a great thing for a man to build and to leave a legacy like that, man.
But for a lot of guys, a lot of kings, man, they built for vanity's sake, man.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
or big statues of their face,
themselves, man. You know, oh, it's not right, my nose. All this shit, man, I'm getting killed over it.
No, man.
You know, but to do things properly for the people.
Yeah.
So everything's running nice and running how it should be. That's a great achievement, man.
To order the kingdom. Yeah, that's it, man.
Yep.
You have to remember that. And that comes with the honor, you know, and all them things. Esau, he ain't got no honor, man. A lot of these puppet politicians, they get into the position of being a politician simply to get the perks, which the perks is insider trading and being able to manipulate things to your own benefit. But what about the honor and the duty towards the people that you claim you're supposed to be serving?
Yeah, what about the office
They
itself?
don't give a fuck about all that, man. They're just there for the perks. They're just
'Cause
there
it's-
for the perks.
Because like the Levites, right? They got a particular role in it. Well, they had a particular role in Israel, right?
Yeah.
Where, you know, they've been given, they don't have their own land, but they're able to dwell in any of these cities, right? And things are brought to them. They're sustained by the people. Of these
But they had a
land.
job to do at the same time.
That's right.
A valuable job.
And we heard or we read about certain wicked Levites, like Phineas.
Yeah, I'm good.
I think Phineas was whose son was he? He's Samuel's son.
Samuel's son.
Yeah, right. They were going off, man. They weren't performing the office they were supposed to be doing. And they were, you know, they brought dishonor upon themselves, man, and Samuel really, you know, because Samuel didn't want to correct them. He's being too soft on them, you know, and Samuel ended up dying because of all of that stuff, man. You know, but they brought him into disrepute.
Yeah, man.
Because they didn't perform the office they were supposed to, man. People didn't like them, man.
But the principles, you got this thing with I'm a king. Nigga, you ain't a king if you can't uphold the principles of being a king. Or you might say you're queen, meaning you're female royalty. But how can you be that if like you're acting like a slut, man? And you got no decorum? Like,
And you think your power supersedes the king.
yeah, it's just mad. It's mad. Like people are forgetting the substance. You have to have substance, otherwise it's empty.
It means nothing.
It's just a facade. And that's what this kingdom is people rather put up facades than have substance, man. What's real? What's honorable? What's innate? Is there. Like it's fool's gold. People would rather be fool's gold. Shiny, but it ain't the real deal. But anyway, let's carry on.
Yes, one more.
Yeah.
Well, two more verses. So the king by judgment establisheth the land, but he that receiveth gifts overthroweth it. Right? Because people are bought out.
Bribe, yep.
Bribes, you know. That's what goes on a lot in this world. Right? You can't trust the rulers because they're not ruling right. They're being bought off.
Yeah,
You know?
kickbacks and bribes. That's how politics work, man.
But you're not gonna be able to bribe the men of the Lord. You know, the kings of Israel. You're not
Right,
gonna
'cause
be able
they
to do
fear
that.
the Lord because the Lord
That's
told
right.
us not to do that.
That's right. So when we're in power, we're gonna be ruling justly, man. Okay, and it's gonna be consistent. You know, ain't gonna be like these other rulers, man. That just come with a bag of money. Oh yeah, promote LGBT. No, that ain't gonna be going on. You know, because that's what the guys been doing, right? They're going to these African nations, man, and giving them a bunch of money and telling them
Promote
you can get this if you promote the LGBT thing.
Promote LGBT. Man, will be promoted to lion food, man. That's what you be promoted to.
You know, so that shit won't be going on, right? This is verse 5, a man that flattereth his neighbor spreadeth a net for his feet. Right? And that was pretty much the point in verse 4. So, yeah, I'm done.
Ecclesiasticus 10:1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
Always remember that what the Lord is, the kingdom of heaven is actually going to be a legitimate government that's going to be ruling and creating standards for all of life. Just like how Esau does now. That they'll have a standard, like if you make this is the standard it should be made to. Like you shouldn't be like, but we're going to do it properly. Everything's going to be according to our standards, man. And that's why our kingdom is going to be well ordered, man. That's why you have 144,000, man.
Shit.
Rulers, governments.
There's some hard bars in here, man.
Remember that our kingdom is going to be built from the ground up, man. From scratch.
Yeah.
We're not going to be here just building ourselves up in Esau kingdom. We're going to build our own kingdom with our own institutions.
It's beef time, bro.
No, man, these fucking dumb niggas, man. Anyway, look,
Yeah.
kids' playground man's coming and smoke, bro.
Yeah, back in Proverbs 29, because there's some more verses here, man. It's kind of hard, man. So, verse 7 says this: "The righteous considereth the cause of the poor." Right? He don't give a fuck about the poor. He don't give a damn about the poor, man. That's why this whole world's been plunged into poverty. Why you got a rich elite having more than heart could wish, man. It says the wicked regardeth not to know. So like I said, they don't care, man. It says scornful men bring a city into a snare, but wise men turn away wrath. If a wise man contendeth with a foolish man, whether he rage or laugh, there is no rest. Verse 12 is a good one, right? So if a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked.
Yeah, man.
And that is Esau's world.
Well, we're gonna have a perfect government because David's not gonna have any servants that lie. A perfect government. No weak chains, man. A perfect council. Not like Esau's council. These governments of these heathens like are filled with fucking weak links, man. Demons. Our government's gonna be perfect, man. It's gonna be perfectamundo.
Right.
Yeah? Men, mature men, not boys, playboys. Yeah? Men really about something, really gonna build something for real. A great kingdom. Greater than this could ever be. Yeah? Asgard, that's what we gonna build up, man, for real. And we're gonna be about that, man. Go on.
And the judge of the people is himself, so as his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. And an unwise king destroys his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
That's it. And then Esau's that unwise king, and all of his cities are going to be destroyed through his actions, man. Through his evil and his wickedness and his pride. All right, he placed the pride concerts and that in his kingdom. He did that. He made that legal, man. He's responsible for that. All right. What did we have? Sirach 39 we're going to as well.
Yeah, but a little bit to finish.
What are you finishing?
19.
No, that's it on it.
Yeah.
Ped life, bro. Ped bad man.
This is the book of Sirach
Why you park all the way down there?
I didn't think that. I wouldn't do
Real bad man would have rolled up. Man got off the ped and walked all that way.
really to.
It's not let in.
Theatricality and deception. Anyway, go on now.
It's a book of
I
Ecclesiasticus.
just wanted to show off for the girl, but like machismo. Anyway, go on now.
Says 9 and the 33.
Put that for you.
All the works of the Lord are good, and he will give every needful things in due season.
Right, everything the Lord has done is good. Everything's gonna come around to lead to the kingdom of heaven, and everything the Lord's created in this earth is good, man. You know, no matter what you feel, even the cocaine plant is good. You know, the opium plant, it's all good. All right.
So that a man cannot say, this is worse than that. For in time they shall all be well approved.
Right, everything has its use. You have one tree, you have another. Now you might like this tree because yeah, it smells good and it's got this thing, yeah. But it might be terrible for flipping making a roof. So while you're using it to smell, you're like, yeah, this is better than that tree. But then when you need to build a roof, that ain't no good. You need this tree. So everything is good in according to its use and its time, man. You know, and that's the way you got. But in this world, Esau tries to make individual things be bad for you. Fat is bad. Sugar is bad. Sugar ain't bad. Sugar's natural. Like, you know what I mean? Sugar is not bad. Fat is not bad. Protein is not bad. It's how you use it. It's all about balance. Oh, weed is evil. Weed is not evil. There is probably a proper use for it, and there's an abuse. Esau got plants, illegal plants, like. What the fuck can you have an illegal? Where in the law is any one plant illegal? No, it has a use which can be used in righteousness, and then it has an abuse. Alcohol isn't evil, but alcohol has uses and it has abuses. You gotta apply the law and apply wisdom. Can't ban. I remember one time Esau banned alcohol, the prohibition. Esau don't know what he's doing, man.
Oh no, he knew.
Oh, yeah.
Man with that money.
What wickedness, man.
Get that money.
And the Lord turned water to wine, but man's talking about you banning alcohol. What's wrong with this guy, man?
That's me.
And them stupid ass Muslims, oh yeah, it's haram. But they still drink it though. But them drinking the most, man. They be smuggling that thing and then sneaking the liquor all the time, man. It's haram. Yeah, you do that, blood. Just pass me the rum, blood. I ain't got time to play games. Bro, I'm gonna listen to the Most High.
This is the book of Deuteronomy 20:19. When thou shalt besiege a city a long time in making war against it to take it, thou shalt not destroy the tree thereof by forcing an axe against them, for thou mayest eat of them, and thou shalt not cut them down, for the tree of the field is man life, to employ them in the siege.
That's right, man. Like, it's wisdom, man. You hear me cutting down fruit trees. And then that's true. You don't really get fruit. Esau set up a system where you don't get no fruit trees. But like I said, back on the islands, man, a lot of times man was surviving off that breadfruit tree that they planted, that your granddad planted, man. And man were literally living off that breadfruit tree. When man ain't got no food to eat, you ain't got no money to buy no food. Yeah, a roast cup of breadfruit, brethren, yeah. And nothing a sweeter, dog. You get me? When you put some butter up on that, yeah, and they were surviving. What if man just cut down the breadfruit tree them now? What is man gonna do?
That's why we have a righteous system for things like that in place for the poor.
Oh yeah, the gleaning of the all
you know,
that, man.
it's so that can happen, so a man can survive. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it is different, isn't it?
Yeah, Esau, asshole.
Fucking rarely ever see the apple tree or nothing like that.
Yeah.
Bushes, very bushes. And,
Yeah, sometimes
but
you can't even live off that.
can't live, yeah.
So it goes on to say, only the trees which thou knowest that they be not trees for meat, thou shalt destroy and cut them down.
Yeah, because then they have a use in terms of making engines of war, and you know what I'm saying? You can use that for making your huts and making, you know, things like that.
Well, and thou shalt build barracks against the seed that maketh war with thee until it be subdued.
And that. Right, yeah, so that's was you finishing in 39?
It's just one verse.
Yeah, yeah.
Ecclesiasticus 39 and 35. And therefore praise ye the Lord with the whole heart and mouth, and praise the name of the Lord.
In the seat of God. Yeah, that one. Yeah, sorry, read that again.
And therefore praise ye the Lord with the whole heart and mouth, and praise the name of the Lord.
That's right, man. Little does she know, this is like her best years. In about 4 or 5 years, she's gonna look like a fraggle. It's that bad. These white girls get down bad quick. Anyway, go on. You got that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Esau, that's what. Going back to what we were speaking about earlier, Esau, man, he's rebellious, man, and then that leads all into the MOTB, because the mark of the beast is Esau, basically trying to establish the kingdom of heaven for himself, because the rulership, the eternal rulership over all people, really belongs to us. But he wants to take that rulership for himself using his technology. He wants to be like the Most High. He wants to be all seeing, all knowing, all powerful using technology, man. So all of this, what Esau is doing, even in prophecy, fits his character. Because think of it, the character of a man that would want to control your every action, man. That's a proud man. That you as a man, you want to like legislate a man's oxygen intake and his carbon dioxide outtake, man. You want to legislate a man's having children. You know what I'm saying? You want to legislate like everything, man.
Well, check this, man. The Most High actually has that power to do that, right? But he's nowhere near as invasive as Esau wants to be. Esau wants to monitor you, like, in your yard, everything.
Esau wants to put you on rations.
Most High just does it from afar, you know what I mean?
Counting your calories and that, like, Esau's a demon, man.
Your CO2 output.
He wants to control your gender.
Yep.
He's a madman. He's gone too far. But all that goes back to the root of his character, which is that of being the devil, a rebellious one. Proud. You gotta be proud to wanna ship everybody on the planet, blood. That's a proud thing. You already got the supremacy. You wanna go to the God level with it. You got a lust for godhood, man. Go on, up.
Alright, it's from Ezekiel 28. Let's start from the top. So the word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, thus saith the Lord power, because thy heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas. Yet thou art a man and not God. Though I set thy heart as the heart of God. Behold, thou art wise.
Yeah, they try and think that they could play the game so they can like try and control both sides and orchestrate all these events in earth, and they think they're like gods then. Where they think they're doing the same thing, because the Most High, see, really on the higher level, that's what the Most High is doing. The Most High controls both sides and he's orchestrating things. So they think they're like the Most High because they're here orchestrating their little bogus psychological operations. So they think, oh, no one can see what I do because I'm pulling the strings behind the closed doors. Right, you pussy. Like this thing with the little Mizzy thing. I knew that was a psyop from day one. You can always tell now. You know, there's little, I told you, a lot of these internet influencers that used to go viral and get big, yeah, are agents. Most of them are agents. A lot of these guys that became like Mr. Beast. Notice now Mr. Beast, his brethren now, is transgender. Right. Most of those guys that straight away on YouTube were catapulted to superstardom, they were plants. They're controlled individuals. Logan Paul, Jake Paul, they're plants, man. And they're all orchestrated to manipulate people's minds with these bogus ass events that are not real. It's orchestrated. Like Andrew Tate, the algorithm had this man the most famous man in the world. Why was that? Because of the fucking algorithm. The algorithm pushed him. He had people that were like making accounts. Yeah, the CIA was running that. They were bots. That's what they do. They know how to do that. Like set up fake accounts, set up bots to push people and make people go viral. Then he died down, right? And then now this guy Mizzy out of nowhere, he done some one prank and went super viral everywhere. Then he had another prank. He ran up in some rich crackers' houses at that. He didn't do no pranking. This is what we do know. He didn't go into Harlesden or Stony or Brixton. Well, certain parts of Brixton, like he didn't go barking and run up in some Afman's yard with the kids in there. Yeah? No, man's made sure they did it properly where he ran up in some Richmond. It looked like it was Richmond or something, and some crackers that's probably agents as well, all involved. James. And then they pushed that video out, made it all go viral. So now people can say, look what niggas doing. Niggas are going up into it. It's all psychological, right? And then he did the thing where he stole that old white lady's dog. Oh yeah. And then that went viral, right? And then
How does this shit even get seen? You know what I mean? Like, if I just film something, it's not just gonna go mad. Just
when
because
he uploaded it, but then for it to go viral the way it did, the algorithm is pushing it.
Yeah.
The algorithm is pushing him. And then what sealed it was, then he turns himself into the police, records it, and the video starts, and then the police officer takes him in. It's like, rah, this is a fucking movie, right? And then he comes out, and it's like, oh yeah, I only got a fine because the laws in the UK are weak. And so he's playing into the thing to make people even more angry. And then what are they putting through right now in the UK? Laws against, like, basically online bullying and basically the things he's doing. But it's not to get guys like him, it's to get guys like us. But they're gonna use him as justification, that psychological operation. And then where do they put him on? They put a guy who literally is doing what he's doing for attention. Yeah. These men are meant to be intellectuals. You got a guy who's doing these things just simply for clicks, yeah? And then you're gonna go and put him on Piers Morgan, and what is that gonna do? Push him out even more.
He's like the gateway to, you know, all that shit. Right?
And then he was the ultimate ignorant Negro on the show. And I'm like,
because I'm black.
Yeah. And then he tried pulling the race card, yeah, which is typical because
it makes it sound like that's what we like, isn't it? Yeah,
man, it was like, and I'm looking at this thing like, this is all orchestrated. How can people not see that this Esau is the devil?
IG been pulling that shit for fucking time ago, blood.
It's like, orchestrated behavior, man, because they want to put a legislation through to control people online. That's all it is, man. But because Esau does all that, he thinks he like the Most High, the hidden hand. Get out of here, man. You're a pussy, yo. That's what you are. Yeah. Go on.
This is so, behold, verse 3. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they can hide from thee. With thy wisdom and with thy understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches, and hast gotten gold and silver into thy treasures.
Right, they've used their knowledge of economics and wickedness to amass the wealth of the world into their hands. These people are beyond wealthy. Beyond wealthy. Like, people don't really understand how much wealth these Edomites, these top Edomites hold. And by wealth, I'm not just talking about the fake money they create, assets. Because they only use that money to get you to build real assets that they end up owning.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like we're talking about the real estate and the land that they own. Like, just go into London. Who owns most of West London? The Duke of Westminster. You know how much money that's generating for him? That wealth he has when you own that land? They own all the land. 90% of the land in the UK is owned by 10% of the population. Think about that. 90% of the land in the UK is owned by 10% of the population. And Esau's used his knowledge and wisdom to achieve this and to make it acceptable that that's what's going on. So you got America, the land of the free, and equality and all this, but it's the same thing. Even look at the stock market. The stock market, 10% of the American population owns 90% of the stock market. And they manipulate the stocks up and down with insider trading to fuck over the normal man, while their wealth always goes up because they're insiders. They have the wisdom. They know how to manipulate the media, like they call it the Cramer, negative Cramer. Jim Cramer's always, you know? These men have been doing wickedness in the earth, manipulating the earth, and they think they're gods. They get proud because of it, because they're able to live in such a lavish manner and command the power they have, where they're above the laws. They could do whatever they want to do, and they do it now even blatantly in front of the people, and they've manipulated the people to the point where they could do it. The Prince Andrew could go on TV and be guilty as fuck, yeah? Right? And what's happened? He turned up at the wedding, just walking down with his royal garb on. This man is pedophile and child trafficking.
These men like Andrew more than they like Harry, man.
Yeah. Man, and they do these things now. They throw it in your face to show you how much of a hold they have in you, where they could basically just come out and be in the open with it, and you people are still too dumbed down because you're stuck on your TikTok and what some influencer that's working for the system is doing, some outrageous thing they've done that's captivating your mind. They make sure that there's always constantly some outrageous thing that a celebrity's doing or saying, or some influencers doing or saying to captivate your degenerate mind. Oh, he did that. Oh, oh. And then all the influencers are gonna make a video about it, so you have to watch every video where someone's talking about it, and it just captivates your mind. There's never a shortage.
Tweet and retweet. Have your opinion. Fuck your opinion.
And then and then when you find out the actual event is a fake event they've orchestrated just for that purpose, like Ja Morant flashing guns. Now everyone has to talk about that. You know, it's just all jokes, man. There you go on. Oh, the bad man's back.
Verse 5, by thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and their heart is lifted up because of thy riches.
Right, their heart is lifted up because they live on this plane of existence with that power and that money and that wealth and the way they dress and the things they enjoy. Their heart is lifted up. They actually feel like they're gods, man, because they live in all this splendor. You feel me? And luxury. Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Go on.
Verse 6, therefore thus saith the Lord power, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of God. Behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die the death of them that are slain in the midst of the seas.
They're going to go from all that glamour and glory, and they're going to be brought down into the sides of the pit, man. You know? I don't know what this man's on, man. Yeah, get me the other one as well, man. He sitteth in the seat of as he is God. The wicked revealed, yeah. Yeah, go on now. You got sign?
Yeah. It's the book of Ecclesiastes 13 and the
Thessalonians.
3. The rich man has done long, and yet he threateneth evil. The poor is long, and he must entreat also.
Seat. Yeah?
Yes.
The rich men have done wrong. Yeah, man. These dudes are doing nothing but wickedness, man. And they get away with it all the time because they control the media, and the people are ultimately only upset about the things the media tells them to be upset about. Just like you Negroes. You Negroes protest when Esau, the CIA and the FBI organize a protest for you to protest about. That's the only time you Negroes get upset and protest, because niggas get shot all the time, niggas get killed all the time, shit happens all the time. Why is there a protest this time and not a protest that time? It's all based upon how Esau manipulates you and tell you what to get angry about. You won't get angry about one thing, but then some brand does a monkey picture and you'll get angry about that. Why? Because they've manipulated you to be angry about that particular thing. But then another thing happens and you won't get angry. You won't have nothing to say about it. It's just true. George Floyd, that was a prime example. Like, he was a fucking crack addict, man. You know what I mean? You niggas, you protesting for this nigga, man? How do you protest for all these dead babies in an abortion clinic? Yeah? They're more innocent than that guy was. But you won't protest that with you. No, you protest for that, again, because the FBI and CIA set it up for you. Some childish shit, man. That's how Greenwood and that was, man. I'm getting knocked up. Go on.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah, we've got the 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, start from verse 3. It says, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
Right, that man of sin is Esau Edom, and he is the son of perdition. He's irredeemable. And if you haven't worked that out yet, I don't know what to say to you. This man is irredeemable. Even the other day, they were talking about they got to go into court because Britain has seized Venezuela's gold. Now here it is, them man over there in Venezuela are suffering. The people are suffering. They ain't giving that gold back. They've already decided that belongs to them. They ain't give Gaddafi's gold back, and right now Libya's in. These people are still the same. Now, Prince William, the great. Hi, yes, it's William. Yeah, yeah. I'm taking your order. Look, I'm in the pub like with the rest of the plebs. Look, I'm one of you. I'm going to, I'm a philanthropist. I care about the people. Well, do you care about the Venezuelans? Because the government that your family is supposed to be lording over is stealing gold from countries. Guess what? That man won't say nothing, innit? You ever notice that? Whenever it's a real issue, them man are quiet. That's because they don't give up. They've orchestrated that. They got the gold because their family owns shares in the Bank of England. That's now their gold. Not your gold, it's their gold now. They're part of it. So these people will never change. That's what you need to realize, that Esau Edom will be the devil until the day that he's destroyed. They're never gonna change. They have never changed. The same guy that put you on a slave ship and brought you over here is the same person today planning to put a chip in you to put you back in hardcore slavery.
Yep.
If he had changed, do you think he'd be planning on chipping you? That's the worst form of slavery there's ever been. There's never been. He wants to chip your brain. He wants to put a chip in your brain and control your emotions and your thoughts and put a chip in your... Come on, man. How has he changed if this is what he's doing? If anything, he's worse.
Well, he's just got more subtle, man. He's got more elaborate with the shit.
The serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
Yeah.
Esau got that subtlety, man.
Because the whole time he got you in chains, he's thinking, how can I make this better? How can I get more control over what I already have? Because I go to bed getting nightmares and shit that you burst through my door and slay me to death. And so man was thinking of ideas, man. And this is what he's come up with.
So that, and again, his character feeds into the prophecy. Because he's the devil and he's playing the role of the devil. And it's prophecy that he would do the things that he's doing. It's prophecy that he would bring forth the mark of the beast, which is idolatry. And hardcore slavery for our people, man. All right.
Carry on, is verse 4. It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
They don't respect nothing that is of the Most High. They're tearing it all down before your eyes. They're tearing down the basic fundamentals of life. They don't give a fuck about. They're openly like, if you could tear apart male and female, then what do you care about, bro? What do you care about? They're just like, listen, man, the Most High created male and female, fuck that. We're gonna do our own thing right now. Yeah? That's how deep it's got. Like, there's nothing the Most High's made that they're not trying to overturn and corrupt. They lack all respect. They're saying, I'm the one, listen, I'm telling you, what's it called? Is it 1984? How many fingers am I holding up? Listen, I'm God. I'm telling you there's more than 2 genders. I'm doing that. Yeah, but it doesn't make no sense. Listen, I'm telling you that that's what it is and that's what it's gonna be. They're forcing it down your throat. And now you're the weirdo if you disagree. So you gotta disagree in secret. Most people disagree in secret now. Yeah, but that's madness. But then they know if they say that openly at the workplace because of the inclusion and shit, the HR,
company policy.
Yeah, you're fucked, mate. You're fucked all the way.
And they know protecting you.
You down all the way bad, bro. That you dare even disrespect like one of these gender morphers, blood. You're done out here, blood. Yeah, go on.
This is the book of Psalms 10 and 4. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after Most High. Most High is not in all his thoughts.
That's right. They don't care, man. They're doing their own thing. The Lord has hardened their hearts and set them on this mission to overturn. But it's only gonna go so far. Yeah, they want to chip the elect, but they can't chip the elect because the elect were bought with a price. You cannot put the elect into perpetual slavery. It's not gonna work because Yahweh Shai has bought the elect. The Lord is gonna redeem his people. Esau is doing exactly what Pharaoh did. He don't want to let the Israelites go. But you must, and you will. You must and you will let us go, because it's thus saith Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. The Lord is gonna redeem us, man. Yahweh Shai made a sacrifice. Esau's like, nah, fuck all that. That's why the Bible says we're gonna overcome Esau by the blood, by the blood and the word of our testimony. Yahushua made the sacrifice to overcome this devil. And that's why the elect ain't gonna be chipped. They ain't gonna receive that mark. They're gonna be blameless. And they're gonna be delivered, and they're gonna overcome Esau, and Esau is gonna be destroyed. Thus saith the Lord. All right. Don't take the chip. If you take that chip, it just means you weren't of the elect.
Yep.
And you're an asshole because you're gonna let this man penetrate you, blood. And no man's supposed to penetrate another man. Period. I don't care, like that's not right, blood. Or like, bun that thing, blood. You're gonna let a man put something inside of your body, blood. What for, man? You're mad. Nah, man, we don't do that over here. Yeah, so refuse the mark even unto death, man, and shame Esau. Show Esau that, listen, blood, you ain't nobody, blood. Kill me, you pussy. Because guess what? Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is not the God of the dead. He's the God of the living. You didn't know? When you take that chip, then you trying to shame the Most High, man. You elevating Esau to like he's somebody. Who is he? Don't give Esau that satisfaction, man. That's the worst. Don't give Esau the satisfaction of you bowing to him on that degree, worshipping this devil that eats feces, man. He eats feces, man. You ever see a dog eat his own shit? That's Esau. They be doing that in the rituals, man. They be eating their own shit, yeah, and you're gonna go and bow down to these people, man. Oh, please save me. Oh, yeah, Esau. Man, fuck Esau, man.
So Matthew 10:28 says, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul. But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
What can Esau do? Okay, Esau, he can kill you. Okay, but then you come back and put him in slavery anyway and kill him 1,000 times. It's all good. We could both play at that game. Yeah? We could both play at that game, man. And we will. Right? Don't be sucked into that mindset of like death is it. No, it's not it. That's that carnal mindset that Esau wants to push on you.
And that's why I believe in the resurrection of Yahushua is important, man. But Yahushua was faced with the same thing, right? Pilate was telling him, I got the power of, death and to release you or to put you to death. And Yahushua was like, you ain't got no power other than what the Most High gave you, in your hands to do.
Yeah, that's right.
And Yahushua said, look, I'm gonna raise back up, man. And that resurrection applies to all of us that believe, man. So no matter what we're faced with, man, we're gonna be ultimately raised up again, as the scriptures say we will be.
Well, the Bible says, if we suffer with him, we shall also
reign with him.
Reign with him.
Yep. Right, and we're gonna be, raised up. Those that die in the Lord are gonna be first to raise up. Man. So that's what I believe. That's what our hope is, right?
With front row seats, man.
So we're not to fear these things when they come upon us. Right, the scriptures say the Lord has not given us a spirit of fear.
So let these Edomites have the front row seats at the Lakers. We'll have the front row seats on the Chariots, man. How about that?
Yep.
And then man gonna be on the court on fire. He's on fire.
Miami Heat.
The Miami Heat, yeah. He's on fire. Blazing. The Phoenix Suns, man.
Phoenix Suns, yeah. Back in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 4 says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, shewing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was...
Yeah, Esau wants to be worshipped, man. He wants to be glorified as God. He wants people to look to him. Yeah, he's the one that bring the technology. He's the one that did this. Esau wants you to worship him and disannul and put the Most High to the side. Right? That's why they changed the image of our Lord to his image, man. And a lot of you still looking up to that image, man, and still glorifying this devil, man. Right? And then you fall out of this truth and you run to vocab Malone, like. You run to vocab. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's showing you that Esau's still in your mind, man. Run into vocab, man. That little worm.
Like he can do anything.
He's gonna get barbecued, man.
Did you want to read on this as well?
Spin him on a barbecue and then feed him to the lions, blood. Crispy and peri-peried up, man.
They chew everything in.
Yeah, I'm that big piglet up, man. Put him to work first, innit? Work that dude down to the bone.
You want to read on? Into the issue of iniquity?
Yeah.
Okay. So verse 5 now says, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now you know that now you know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in this time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
Right, so that was Esau was the Romans at the time, and now they've come back again, and they're the ministry of iniquity. They represent the elite level of wickedness in the earth, and that's why they're at the head of all wickedness. Whether you want to talk about witchcraft, they're the head of witchcraft worldwide. They're the elite. They're the top 3 selected. When it comes to the knowledge of evil, Esau's got all the books.
Going around the globe.
He's gone around the globe. He's got all the books. He's got all the knowledge. He's got all the wickedness. He's the number 1 draft pick when it comes to witchcraft and wickedness. He's the mystery of iniquity, man. But nevertheless, he gonna go down, man. So don't join Esau in his rebellion. That's his nature.
Yep.
Be a good son.
Envy not the wicked.
Envy not the wicked and choose none of his ways, man. You know?
So then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. Okay, and that sounds a lot like what Malachi chapter 4 speaks about, right? He speaks against the Edomites. And he's going to, basically put them down. The Lord's going to consume them. So the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan.
They're the physical counterpart of Satan on the earth. They're the adversary to everything that the Most High all the righteousness of the Most High. They're adversaries to it. Like I said, of all people, they're the ones who have actively tried to destroy the faith in the Bible, man. They actively did that.
Yep.
These
set
people,
organizations to do.
Yeah, they're like the ultimate Satan, man. They're like totally against they're like totally against all righteousness, man. Esau is, man. And I know these heathens, they're rebellious too, but Esau is like,
he hates.
He's evil with intelligence, blood. You know what I mean? He's organized evil, blood. The guy's like, he's number 1 draft pick, man. He the undisputed, man. He the MVP when it comes to Satanism. Right? Aleister Crowley, man, the beast.
Verse 9 again says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders.
Yeah, his technology and so forth.
Yep.
And he tried to amaze the people and make people think that he got all the miracles going on. So people like, this guy got a brain chip and he can walk. Listen, the Lord did that already, man. The Lord's been doing miracles. Like, where you been? Like, who do you think this guy really is, man? The Lord has been raising people from the dead. The Lord been doing miracles, splitting seas. The Lord been flying before any man was flying. You understand this? Like, the chariots have been flying before Esau had 1 airplane. You understand? Like, there's nothing that Esau's done that's impressive. The Lord took water and turned it to wine like it was nothing.
Multiplied.
Lord
Duplications.
walked on water. Now they might, we got harp and we can do. All right, but the Lord already silenced the storm with a word.
Be still.
Didn't have no $1 billion technology. Like, he just gave the command.
Yep.
The Lord the Lord did so many miracles. The Lord already done everything, but then people forgetting about all that. That's not legitimate. But they're looking at Esau's little lying wonders and think, oh, that's amazing. That means people can walk. Oh, he can make the blind see. Yeah, but they man look like Borg. You know what I mean? They man look like the Borg. Like, you know what I mean? They got instruments sticking out their eyeballs and shit. Like, the Lord actually healed people for real though, like properly. You know what I'm saying? The Lord really did heal people. Like, the Lord really did take a lame man and gave them strength in their legs, man.
Even Peter did the same as well.
Yeah,
Apostles,
man.
yep.
They did real miracles. Like, you lot are doing the made in China version, bud. It's that made in China thing. You men are doing the B-Tech thing. Your thing is the grade C level thing. Like, it's not the right thing. And you know, when you buy something that's B-Tech here, you know that you buy something like, you know, like you when you're poor, innit? Sometimes you try and like buy the cheap thing because you think, oh yeah, I need to save that money. And it just don't work out, does it, man? Because the thing's done out here, man. Sometimes you just got to spend the money on the quality, man. The real thing. You know what I mean? And Esau ain't the quality, man. He just ain't the quality. His thing ain't right, and it ain't. And the left hand side ain't been right from the beginning. So go back to Egypt. That man thought they had the realness until Moses started flinging down them rods, yeah, and they found out that their thing was B-Tech. They found out that their thing wasn't right. It weren't righteous, yeah. It was the bug thing.
Inferior.
Yeah, the made in China variant, man. That was that Gucci, you know. That weren't the Gucci. That was the Gucci. That high tech thing.
It's verse 10, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
Yeah, but that bit there, that's talking about the Israelites. But Esau cannot be saved because their cogitation can never be changed, and the Lord don't intend it to be changed. Yeah, Esau cannot receive this truth because the truth is against him. He's locked out. He's locked out. Don't lock yourself in with him. Don't follow him and his trend and what he's dealing with and everything he's pushing. Because a lot of our people are running with the ideologies and everything that Esau's pushing out into the world. Whatever Esau's pushing, yeah, you need to run away from that, yeah, and get with what we're pushing, which is the righteousness. Even if it looks like for instance, even this manosphere thing. Man, I done told you from day one that 90% of those manosphere guys are agents. And what's going to happen is they're going to say a lot of things that we might agree with, but then they're going to go left. And what do you see happening now? Man's talking about having vasectomies. Like, it's toxic. Basically, the manosphere has turned into basically feminism for men. And it's completely toxic. It's about blaming everything on women and men not having any accountability. Like, every argument is like, but the women did everything. But it's like, so then it's the same thing. Total lack of accountability both ways. Nothing but argument and entertainment value. And then nothing's gonna come from it. It's bullshit. Yeah, but that's what they wanted, the gender war. It was never meant to end in any kind of, which is not going to, because who's behind it? Esau. And we told you this already. Stick with us, because we're not of Esau, we're of the Lord. So our thing is about edification, and we're not gonna give you what's good, but then at the same time slip in some foolishness. You know, that's what Esau does. Yeah, and you have to be careful with Esau and his agents. They'll say things like Candace Owens. She says a lot of things that I can agree with, but she's an agent, so inevitably she will say things that's going off to lead you along the wrong path. That's how it works. They try and play both sides, try and manipulate people. That's why you don't follow Candace Owens, you follow the prophets, the men of the Lord. And then you won't get caught out by these agents. These what they call them, wolves in sheep's clothing.
But this is why
like Kanye.
Yeah.
What's he doing now?
Fuck knows.
You know, apparently he's married some other woman and walking around looking like a automaton or something. It's an agent, man. Where's all that energy God that he had?
Hey, but the scriptures speak about rightly dividing the word of truth, man. And that's akin to picking the meat from the bones, right? To knowing what's true and what's not true. Just because, you know, someone's championing a particular side of things don't mean they're right in everything that they're saying.
Yeah.
That's why you have to discern between, you know, righteousness and you know, unrighteousness, man. You know, just because you got these characters, these what they call them, cult personalities out there.
Yeah.
Right? Don't mean like just because they said something, you got to agree with everything they're saying. No.
Nah, they'll draw you in.
Mm-hmm.
They'll draw you in, man. So that's why this ministry is really the thing,
The truth
that you can come to in purity, and then you can filter through all of the madness.
Mm-hmm.
Because if this ministry weren't here, it's just gonna be led astray into madness, man.
Yeah, left and right.
Now
all
these guys follow Andrew Tate trying to be super masculine, and now they're Muslims.
Yeah.
Man's talking about Allah and that. Like, come on, this guy agent, man.
This guy don't believe in that shit.
If there was any religion in the world, I believe it's Islam. Come here, of course CIA. Of course you would. Go on.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore. But thine eyes shall see thy teachers, and thine ear shall hear a word behind thee, saying, This is the way, walk in it, work ye in it, when ye turn to the right hand, when ye turn to the left.
That's right, man. That's what we're out here to do, and all the brothers collectively, as a body, as a ministry, we all touch on different topics a lot of the times, but the Lord will have it where you will get what you need from whatever brother you're listening to edify your soul and balance you out and give you the knowledge that's required for salvation, and that's what it's all about. You know, today we go into this topic, you watch another brother, they go into another topic, you learn this, or you watch the same topic, and you know, that's how it works, man. You know, don't be jumping around, you know what I'm saying, and don't deal with these other Israelite camps either, because a lot of them, man, ain't like I said, IUIC and ISUPK, they ain't right, man, and they're the agents again. They say a lot of things that we will agree with, then they'll go left, and that's how they get you. Because guess what? If you believe everything that we're saying that you're an Israelite and you go and take that chip here, guess what's gonna happen? Forfeit.
Everything, yep. No matter,
Forfeit.
no more.
Yeah, you could get it all right, like it's safety critical. Like, you know, if you go for a certain type of job, there will be questions that you could get wrong on the exam, but then there'll be a question that if you get that wrong, blood, you're done out here, because that is safety critical. If you cannot get that question right, it don't matter if you got all the other questions right, because that's life or death right there, and you're out of there. There's jobs like that. Well, this truth is like that. Like, you can't get that Mark of the Beast question wrong. You can't afford it, because you could get everything else like right and then take that chip. Yeah, guess what? You weren't right anyway, and you're just gonna be destroyed. So, them man, and that's not the only thing they go off on. To be honest with you, they go off on a lot of things. But yeah, we'll close up on that, man. So we'll say Kahala,
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem Chakodash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers out there in the highways and the byways teaching this word in sincerity and truth. And shalom to you brothers and sisters listening and learning and supporting the ministry. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.